All right, I think we are on air. Good evening, Keepers Fellowship. My name is Robert Warburton. I go by Lashiel Vaher on the Keepers Fellowship. I am here with our regular round robin crew. We are continuing the adventures of Poppy, Allison, and Mama Hershel in their monster killing endeavors. This should be the last session in my keepering round, and following this, Linda will be taking over. She'll get to that when she introduces herself. I will be your keeper tonight, and I am very excited because I just got my paper copy of Monster of the Week. Came in the mail today. I'm pretty digging it. All right, so let's go down the list. Erica, you want to introduce yourself and your character?
Sure. I'm Erica. I'm playing Allison Wright, which is the using the spooky playbook. She is kind of a con artist, young adult, and I believe right now she was following Poppy around, and Poppy was kind of staying in her apartment.
Pretty much, yeah. All right, and Linda?
Okay. Yeah. So my name is Linda. I am playing as Poppy Morgenstern, who is a divine, and she is the avatar of the Sumerian goddess Ishtar. And she's doing okay. She flies around a lot, and she has almost no idea about like the world around her, but she's really coming into her own as like a very powerful entity. And also she has a weird obsession with her friend Allison. And she wouldn't call it stalking. She would just call it aggressive friendship.
Aggressive friendship. Aggressive paying attention. And Spencer.
All right. I am playing Mama Hershel. Old, bent over, it's supposedly bound to a wheelchair, 80-year-old black lady from Detroitish area. She is an expert, so she's got a laboratory and a library and books and a whole bunch of magical weapons that her and her family have stocked up over years and centuries of being involved in the magical world.
I think we've lost Spencer. Give him a second. Well, so Spencer's haven is actually built into the long-term stay hotel where Poppy and Allison currently reside. So that's how they've all kind of come together in the previous session. When we left off, Poppy and Allison had gone to investigate, follow up on a lead that they had acquired when investigating a crime scene where a lovely art thief had been killed by a death spell. You guys want to tell me what you remember about your last encounter before we left?
Well, Poppy and Allison have headed to Dennis Franklin's pawn shop, and it's the middle of the night. I think it's like 3 a.m. or something, and they are trying to interrogate him about a golden eagle statue that Allison saw in her dream vision of the death scene. But yeah, so that's where they are right now, and Poppy is knocking. Has convinced him, successfully manipulated someone, and has gotten him to like open the front doors for them to let them in. And that's, I think, where Allison and Poppy are right now.
That is exactly correct. Do you have anything to add, Allison?
I think only that we actually met Dennis Franklin when Poppy flew up to his window and kind of disturbed his wife's slumber.
3 o'clock in the morning. And I would also add that this is actually a trendy antique shop, not a pawn shop. But yes, close enough. close enough.
Ooh.
So yeah, you guys, when we had left, Dennis Franklin had just opened the front door to let you in. Welcome back, Spencer.
Sorry.
So I wrapped up by saying that your haven is located in the long-term stay hotel where the girls are living. Do you have anything else to add?
No, that's pretty much all I was going to say.
Yeah, you pretty much covered your intro, and then you just kind of froze. All right, so we are joining Poppy and Alisson at the front door of Franklin Antiques and Curiosities. Dennis Franklin has just swung the door open. His arm is hanging sort of limply at his side, still clutching the small silver handgun that he had pointed at you upstairs. He says, I suppose you should come in. And he steps back to give you guys a little room to enter the shop.
Poppy will look at Alisson just for like confirmation. Like, yeah, we're going in, right? Like,
yeah. Alisson gives Poppy a nod, and I think like goes in.
Okay, so you guys walk into the shop. Inside the front room of the shop is a very trendy boutique. There's racks and racks of antiquities, European, Asian, Greco-Roman, everything. A little bit of everything is represented here. There's a long oak countertop at the far end of the room with one of those old-fashioned cash registers with like the big clunky keys. And he kind of walks back over to the counter and steps behind it. And you guys, I suppose, are able to walk up. So, what brings you to my establishment at this ungodly hour, young ladies? I think you're muted.
Poppy would pipe up and just like put her hand up and just like, not a lady.
I think Alisson just kind of gives Poppy a weird look, and I think Alisson says to Dennis, sorry, I'm getting my notes. We were wondering if you knew anything about like an eagle, I believe, from like ancient Roman times.
His face kind of goes white for a second, but then he kind of composes himself really quickly, like he's dealt with being under pressure a bit in the past. He says, what eagle are you speaking? There are many eagles throughout history.
I think Poppy wants to just sort of like sigh a little bit, just like rolling her eyes, and her wings pop out.
He scrambles back against the wall. He's not used to the weirdness.
Alisson face palms.
And Poppy is just like, they have eagles or birds. They have wings like this. And she like flaps them a little bit. Wings, wings.
He nods. He nods like wings. I have some really lovely Native American eagles. If you want to come back in the morning when we're open, I'd be happy to show them to you.
I think Alisson is like really focusing in on like Dennis, Mr. Franklin, and she's really trying to like see if he's has anything in like the back of his mind, and she's gonna ask him. She goes, "No, I think the eagle statue bird that we're looking for might have belonged to I think Julius Caesar."
Okay. As I recall, your read minds move doesn't have any sort of roll with it, does it? It's just sort of a straight up. Let me double check that real quick. Moves and spooky telepathy. Spooky telepathy. Yeah, you could just read their thoughts straight up, just like speaking. Okay, he feels you in his mind, and he's kind of squirming. And the one thing you get really strongly is don't let them in the back room. I haven't found a buyer for it yet. Why is she sending other people here that I don't know to deal with this? Those kind of thoughts are like really scrambling around in his head and bumping into each other and knocking things over and that sort of thing.
Okay. I think Allison just kind of eyes him up and down. She goes, "Sure, you don't have anything in your back room?"
I'm afraid that that's private business. You know, I don't invite customers into my workshop.
Poppy would like to say something, if you don't mind. Poppy has like a bag. Poppy dresses kind of like a very modern goth with a lot of different layers and like cool swooshy dresses and stuff. Like it's very fluffy, but like also very dark. She loves it. So she would pull out her bag, and she actually has like a 5 demon bag on her, and it's like this little crossbody, really adorable, antique, beaded, very cute. And she'll like pop it on the table, and she's like, "I'll trade you."
Oh, he actually, I think this sounds like a good manipulate roll. We haven't done a roll yet. Yes, you're trying to manipulate him into trading something. So,
yeah.
First, tell me, what is the outcome you're looking for here?
Well, ideally, I think the ideal outcome is that Poppy really wants to get in that back room and take the eagle. She's not really concerned with stealing it. She's going to steal it. Like that's her plan. But she doesn't want to hurt this man. So she's trying to find a way to get into the room without hurting him and without forcing him.
Okay, that sounds fair enough. Fair enough. So, do you have the link to roll for your party, which is in the character keeper? You can click on that link; it will take you right there. And let me pull my screen up. So, this is our roll for your party screen. You can either select the 2 dice that are already there, or you can clear the screen and put 2 in the D6 box and click submit.
All right. I should have it up in just a second.
Alrighty. I'm sorry, I should have prepared this ahead of time. Oh, by the way, we forgot to do end of session experience last time. So if you guys all want to go ahead and take 2 XP to start this session off.
So I believe that this is like XP 1 and 2 for Poppy.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll at least see 1 leveling over the course of the next 2+ hours. So did you roll?
I'm really sorry. I can't find the
link.
Oh no, wait, here it is. Sorry.
Yeah, it's on the notes tab.
Yes. Okay. And my computer's being a little slow. All right. Moves, notes. Excellent. Roll for your party. I'm here.
All right. So there's 2 dice there if you want to just select them by clicking on them and then click roll selected.
Excellent. Re-roll selected. And I have -1 charms. That's actually it's not a 5, it's a 4.
It's a 4. So Mark, there's your 3rd XP. Congratulations. Right about that time, he just looks a little bit panicked, and the front door of the place just explodes inwards. Shards of glass flying in every direction. A mist like a dry ice fog kind of mist, like rolls in across the floor, and you feel. Actually, tell me what feeling does Poppy get to indicate that something really bad is about to happen?
Poppy's feathers like poof out like a cockatoo.
All right. How about Allison? What is Allison's weird senses telling her?
I think maybe her the bracelet that she has on kind of like starts to heat up.
Oh, that's very good. Oh, very good. Okay, so suddenly through the doorway, rather saunters in a female form. Her body is sort of blackened and brown, covered in bandages of a yellowing, moldy, sort of like mummification form. However, that is covered by a pristine white dressing gown, and then the head is covered by what looks like an Egyptian pharaoh's headdress, but the face is covered by a golden crocodile's mask. She walks with a somewhat cat-like grace across the threshold, and you see several flowers on either side of her that just wither into dust. She speaks with a voice similar to sand blowing across sandstone and says, "Shard of the star, your body may change, but your spirit I would recognize anywhere."
Oh yeah, so Poppy is going to cast out evil. She would like to try that, please.
All right.
If you do not mind. Just for those listening in, Divine has a move called Cast Out Evil, where you may banish an unnatural creature from your presence, and you roll plus tough. And if I roll 10 plus, it's banished. 7 to 9 takes a little while for the banishing to take effect. The creature either has time to make 1 or 2 actions, but either way, the banished creature is unharmed and you have no control over it. This move may be used on unnatural hunters. On a myth, something is keeping it here. That's bad. All right.
So let's go back to roll for your party here.
Let's do it.
Okay, ready? Go.
Yeah. Whew, okay. Big deep breath.
Big deep breath. Oh no!
And I have +2, but it's a 6. All right. You know what?
Can Allison try to
help out?
Okay, yeah. Can Allison is kind of like really like weirded out by this mysterious strange woman who just kind of like showed up, and maybe her powers kind of like flare up a little bit.
Okay, you give some thought for a moment to how Allison can possibly help out. I'm going to flash cut over to Mama Hershel. Mama Hershel, you are in your lab. You are researching and doing stuff. What has Mama Hershel been up to for the last couple of hours while the two crazy ladies have flown off to do whatever it is that they're doing?
So the focus of the research was on the legionary standard of Caesar, because we kind of figured that that's what it was, or somebody told us. Somehow we figured out that's what it was. And so she's trying to figure out if it's magical, what its properties are, who might be after it still, etc.
Oddly enough, your research has probably not turned up a great deal. There are multiple standards. Each legion had one. The one in question was the standard of the legion that went with him to Egypt when he went after Pompey Magnus. It disappeared in Egypt, and that's actually not covered in the historical record, but you do find mention of it in some really obscure, texts from long ago. As to it being magic, you're not finding any particular references to it unless it has some sort of force to, keep the enemy at bay or to, prop up the morale of the troops or something like that. But that's all very hearsay about, a lot of things of that nature.
Sure.
What time would it be? It's probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. Does Mama Hershel use the internet at all?
Yeah. She's internet literate.
All right. So Mama Hershel would have gotten an email from earlier this evening that she just now noticed from her grandson. Okay. Is she going to open that?
Absolutely.
All right. Your grandson, what was his name? Jerome?
Jordan.
Jordan is planning to stop by tomorrow morning with his wife and your great-grandson because he has something very important he needs to discuss with you. All right.
Okay.
All right. So anything else you want to do real quick before I pop back over to the mounting tension?
Yeah, actually, and we'll see how it goes. Coming up pretty much short, I think I'd give the girls a call and tell them I got no clue. But
okay. So
we'll see if they answer.
back over to Poppy and Alisson. Poppy, how does your banishing look? What does it look like? You're trying to do it. What does Poppy do to banish an evil spirit?
No longer muted. So she just like takes a bit of a step back and like her stance widens and she just sort of like really, really focuses on her power. And she puts it like, she does it pretty standard, like in her hands. Like
it just said Allison's cell phone starts to ring and completely destroys your concentration.
Allison!
Allison's like, and goes to like, kind of hang up her phone.
All right. So Mama Hershel, they hung up on you. You're not sure what's going on. The creature is striding forward into the room. Alisson, what are you going to do to help out? Seconds are waning.
Yes. Sorry. I think all the magic in the air is kind of like, sort of like agitating the bracelet that Alisson has, and I think she just kind of like doesn't know where this like magical energy really comes from because she's not really in tune with where exactly it comes from. She knows it comes from her bracelet, but not like how. And she kind of just like lets it out in front of her.
All right. So your energy kind of goes forward and like charges up Poppy's aura. The darkness and the light kind of mixing and intertwining and starts pushing forward towards this creature that seems to be slowed to some extent. And just about that time, Mr. Franklin's wife comes running into the room, was like, my God, what was that? And then she's like, ah! Screams. The creature stalks forward and waves her hands in the air, and you see sands blowing around her feet begin to coalesce into darkness.
Yeah, Poppy's not a big fan. She would really like it if her little cast out evil thing got a like little +1 boost right now.
You see it is definitely pushing back on her. You can see her form in places desolidifying and turning into sand. Mama Hershel, are you trying to do anything when they hung up on you?
Honestly, I don't. I think I'd go to bed. I know that's
okay. So the phone doesn't ring again. All right. So
she didn't find out anything important enough to tromp across town. She's gonna go to sleep.
Awesome. She's just not going to assume that an undead mummy is coming after us. Like that's sort of what I'm getting here.
All right. So the mummy takes another step. She's now maybe 2 or 3 paces away from being in arm's reach. You can feel the pushback on your energies.
I think Alisson kind of freaking out right now, not really dealing with like magical people other than Poppy, and herself just takes out her cell phone and just throws it at the woman's head.
The mummy?
Yeah, the mummy's head.
All right. Well, the mummy stiffens, stands straight, and then you see her form turn into what looks like, have you ever seen a sand castle that was wet that then dries? Right? So she looks like a human sculpture made out of sand, and it just suddenly blows away from you. But that dark spot, you see it coalesces into something solid, and then you see a bunch of little beetles come crawling up out of this black spot. There's a swarm of these like nasty looking black with iridescent green stripes, scarab things skittering across the floor towards you. And she's on mute.
Poppy does not like this. Poppy is not a fan and would like to stop this from happening. I think that she would, so I have Angel Wings, lay on hands, cast out evil. Cast out evil didn't work.
It worked. You got rid of the mummy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because Alisson helped you out. You got it up to a 7, so it wasn't instant.
I didn't see that roll, but okay.
Oh, wait. We didn't do a help out roll, did we? I just assumed it worked. Oops.
We can assume it worked.
No retcon.
Yeah, okay. All right, it worked.
No, totally fine. So, okay, sorry. I was just like really confused because I was just like,
I was so excited about my mummy finally showing up. I completely forgot. I missed an opportunity to roll.
Well, it's a good mummy. I think so. I think at this point, can I roll to read a bad situation? Because I think I want to do like one of 2 things, and I want to give it to you. Poppy is trying to figure out how to get rid of these bugs, so I think that she would like to read a bad situation because she's been.
I think that sounds like a perfect thing to do. So let's go ahead and go to roll for your party and do a read a bad sitch.
Neat. Roll for your party. All right, I've been having garbage rolls, so. Oh, what is happening? Okay,
oh my God!
No, I didn't roll. I did not click re-roll.
Oh, you didn't roll. It just moved.
Yeah, sorry.
Why don't you click the clear screen button and then put 2 in this D6 box and just roll fresh? That way we'll know.
2 D6.
And then
re-roll selected. Oh, just roll.
Just roll. All right.
Wait. Where's the roll button? There's a re-roll button.
No, there's submit. I'm sorry. When you're rolling new die, there. 5.
Bitch.
Oh my God. Okay, so do you have read a bad sitch is.
I do want to let
plus
it be
sharp.
known.
What's your sharp?
0. So.
0.
Oh.
Big old fat goose egg.
So what happens here is Franklin's wife is just panicked and she goes running for the door, and these things, she kind of runs right past part of it, and you just see a tendril of them swarm up around her body, and after a split couple of seconds, you see them moving around under her skin. She takes about 3 steps toward the door, falls to the ground, and just blood starts seeping out from her body.
Oh no. Oh no. Ooh.
The insects are edging closer and closer toward you, skittering across the floor. Alisson, your bracelet is burning.
Yeah, what does Alisson want to do?
Yeah, I think Alisson, the best thing that she could think about doing is getting out of the way of these beetles, and I think she hops up on the counter, on the glass counter.
No, that's great. It's actually a big old oak kind of countertop. So big old traditional one. Okay, so you are able to hop up on top of the countertop. What is Poppy going to do?
Poppy has sort of decided that casting out evil isn't quite doing the trick right now, but I think that she will grab her 5 demon bag and open it. And
all right. So you're going to use
destroy.
You're going to use your 5 demon bag on these batty insect creatures.
Yeah, she's going to use 1 out of 5 of the demons.
Okay, which element does this demon represent?
I believe that in this case, she's going to use the demon of air to sort of like catch all of these things back up and like swirl them around, hopefully like blow them out.
Oh.
Because it seems like one, like individually she can like just, step on them, but like all at once, that the swarm is the danger.
Is the danger. I can kind of agree with that. All right, so I guess roll me some kick some ass.
All right, here we go.
Going back to our roll for your party.
I would also like to mention very quickly that I have received 5 experience points total.
You're gonna go up a lot. You get an improvement as soon as this encounter is concluded.
So, yeah, just letting you know. Reroll selected. Son of a. I'm gonna use some luck. No. Screw this.
You're gonna use luck?
I'm gonna use some luck.
All right. So
how much luck do I get? Do I get 3 or 5 for this?
Actually, the way I've decided to work it for my sessions is everyone starts out with full luck. Even though you may be retiring Poppy after this session, your XP and your luck carry over to your next character when I run again.
Okay. I mean, I think I'll probably do something along the same lines with mine. So yeah, that's totally fine.
That way you don't lose out, starting over with a new character each time. However, your luck doesn't reset each time. So I think that's kind of a good way to do it.
She's doing it.
All right, so you're spending a point of luck to turn this roll into a 12, I guess?
Look, I want a freaking successful roll. That's all I want.
All right. Here's a good question. We should put on the... Go ahead.
3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. No, I still don't do it. Well, if Alisson can help out, because this is a 6 with Poppy's toughness. If Alisson can help out, I can avoid using luck.
Okay. How would Alisson help out?
Did she start throwing other things?
Is there any way that Alisson can try to use a hex to help out with this? I'm not entirely sure on how I would use that. How I would use the hex move.
The hex move? Hex move is usually to break something, right? So
I can cause a target to contract a disease, or target immediately suffers 2 harm, or target breaks something precious or important.
Yeah, that's I'm not sure that would really apply because again it's a big swarm or something, but maybe what you could do is knock over this big like bookshelfy kind of thing and block their path.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll try to help out that way, kind of shoulder the bookshelf.
All right, so you are going to do that to try to help out. I'm going to say you're using your mojo, but you're not really doing a hex per se. You're helping out by using a bit of your energy to knock this bookshelf in the way, to slow these things up so Poppy has time to put a little more preparation to get her magic effect off. And I think I'll do so. This time, I am going to require that roll. So this time, let's do a help out roll.
We got one freebie. I'm counting on you, Alisson.
Oh, no, you shouldn't have. I have a -1 to cool.
Oh, no. And you just rolled the 4?
And I just rolled a 4.
Mark XP.
Yeah.
You did? You rolled a 4 too?
Yeah.
Give up.
You guys are gonna get scolded so bad by Mama Hershel when she sees you next.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
We can't D&D for anything.
so
Who let us roll dice?
the little insectoids scurry up over this thing. It basically fell over. She succeeded at that, but it just caused a lot of property damage. It didn't slow the insects down at all. They are now swarming around your feet and starting to crawl up your legs, Poppy.
Oh, Poppy does not like. I think that
Does
she
Poppy
was,
have any kind of armor?
she has she has divine armor.
Divine armor, which is 1 in magic, correct?
Holy. But yeah,
Holy.
magic.
Okay, I'm going to say, yeah, it's going to buy you a little bit of time, but you're going to have to do something about these things, because if they get under your skin, it's
Mhm.
not going to be good for you. Alisson, what are you doing? Your magic knocked this thing over, but it did not stop them.
Do I see like the entrance into Franklin's house?
You are actually in Franklin's store. There's a hallway on the other side of the counter from where you are. That is where his wife ran out of.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is a door off to your left that goes into his workshop/office. And it is a big, heavy oak door. If you guys could get through there, you could possibly block these things.
I mean, I think Poppy is going to hover a little bit.
That's a good idea. So Poppy is going to hover up into the air to get away from the swarm.
Yeah, and this causes some. It's like a bull in a china shop kind of thing. It's obviously not good for this hipster.
I'll tell you what.
Place.
I'm going to have you act under pressure to try to shake these things off of you after you clear the ground.
Okay, that is totally fine.
If you succeed in doing that, you will take no damage so far.
Cool. Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm switching back. I'm already there. Okay, go ahead.
Woo!
Oh,
a 7.
Nice.
And I get I have +1. Cool. So it's an 8. That doesn't matter, but it's a successful freaking roll, guys.
All right. So here's what I'm going to say happens is you get them off of you, but you suffered a 1 harm for, some of them managed to bite, and they've kind of shredded your flowy gothy skirt is now somewhat tattered a little bit. You're not very happy about that, I don't think.
No.
That was the first store fine.
Yeah, and fashion is all a part of my magic,
Yeah. Okay,
it's part of the rituals.
Now Poppy is now flapping her wings and floating over this skittering mass of things. And what is Alisson doing?
I think Alisson looks over at Poppy and she says, "Not leaving. Have a really dumb idea though." And can she get to his workshop? And she's looking for something that's like aerosol and a lighter to maybe torch these beetles.
I like it. Yeah. You know what? There is a big fire extinguisher on the inside of the door, and you know what? Maybe he has like a welding kit. Perhaps he does a lot of statuary and things like that. He's probably got a whole workshop back there. So yeah, there's a big acetylene tank there.
Awesome. Can I grab that and run back to where all the beetles are at?
Yeah. Okay. So you grab this acetylene blowtorch and the lighter, and come back, and you're going to light them up.
I'm gonna try.
All right. So you got that little and fire up this acetylene torch, and let's do a kick some ass.
All right. Reroll.
All right. So
7. That's a kick some ass is
plus
that's a 7. Yeah.
That's a 7. Well, you know what? You actually light them on fire, but you also successfully light the store on fire.
Okay.
So I'm going to say what happens here. I'm assuming that an acetylene torch set on wide is going to deal out a lot of fire damage. And these things start to evaporate as the flame hits them. It's just cutting a wide swath through them. But the hardwood floor is also catching on fire, as well as all these little doilies and knickknacks and stuff. And there's a pretty good blaze going right about now.
I think Poppy would turn towards Franklin and just like glare at him. And she is.
Oh, he ran through the door a long time ago. He's not there anymore.
Okay, so let's open the door. We're getting into them. Murder freaking.
Well, that room is where Alisson just came from. You can go in there without any problem.
Okay, well, Alisson and Poppy hop on in there looking for that statue.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there is no statue, or at least nothing resembling what you were describing. There is a large plate glass window on the far wall that has been shattered out, and its metal grating has been rolled up, and Franklin is nowhere to be seen.
That son of a bitch.
You can see also the desk or the workbench. Something was taken from the workbench. It's pretty obvious that things are knocked over and stuff. But it's not an area that was big enough for the eagle that you've seen. It's something else. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I've seen Franklin before, so I know what he looks like. Can I try to like kind of hold on to the bracer and like try to figure out which way he went?
Yeah, I think you.
I have the tune in move.
The tune in move. Okay, let's take a look. Your spooky tune in. So this is a roll plus weird, and you're going to try to get into his head. Or you ask questions. Great. Okay, so you're going to. Oh, by the way, the sprinkler suddenly kick on, and the fire alarm is going off. So in the midst of all this, you are going to roll plus weird. So all if you want to select and roll. Select.
Did it go through? Nope.
I see a 7. Is that what we rolled before?
Yeah, that's what I rolled before. Let me. Is it?
I think you need to click on them. You might want to just hit the clear button and then re-roll. I think your tablet has trouble with selecting.
Yeah, I don't know why, but let me do that. And 2d6.
All right. So 7. That's the best roll so far tonight.
Yeah, it's a
plus your
9.
9. Yeah. Okay, so you can ask one question off the list.
I think I'm going to ask, where is the creature right now?
Okay, and we're talking about Franklin, right? Because that's what you're tuning into. So Franklin is running down the street towards downtown, and he's carrying a heavy silver suitcase, like a silver plasticky kind of, you know what I mean, like a Samsonite kind of suitcase. And I have a second head apparently.
Okay, I think Alisson turns to Poppy and she says, he went that way. I think I saw him go that way. And can she like jump out the window to where she saw?
Yeah, you can jump out the window and run toward his location. He's about a block and a half away at this point. So you're running towards his position. Poppy, are you going with her?
Yeah, Poppy takes like one last look around, grabs her bag, and I feel like
okay, there's a book on the table next to where the suitcase that he had picked up was. So if you wanted to grab that, you could.
Yeah. She will grab that, and she will so she'll grab that and she'll follow Alisson and she'll ask, where is he? Where did he go? And she's flying along, by the way. She's flying alongside Alisson.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just Allison was just gonna say he went down that way. He's about a block away, and she's running in that direction.
All right, so you guys.
Sorry, I would really like Poppy to like fly upwards and try and get a better vantage point and sort of like be a spotter.
Okay, so you fly up ahead, and Allison is running on the ground. You get up there and find. Basically, it's like the main street opens out into like central. You know how in like New Orleans, there's like the trolley line runs up and down. So there's like a little park that runs through the middle of the street. You find Franklin laying on the ground by a bus stop bench, and as you approach, you see that he has been dried out.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Poppy does not land, but she wants to know if like the statue or the briefcase is there, or is it?
The briefcase is not present, and I'm going to advance our doom clock to shadows. So I'm not sure that even showed, because I don't know why. It's like, even though I'm talking, my screen is not live. Very weird. Okay, so the doom clock is advanced to shadows. The monster has taken its next victim. So you guys arrive on scene. Poppy is hovering over the body. And as you're hovering, your wings are blowing the air around. Little bits of sand are flaking off of him and kind of blowing away.
Ooh. Do I get my advancement now?
Yes, you can. I think the encounter is officially at an end.
Okay. I would like to make a move. I would like to take another move from the Divine Playbook.
Okay.
And I would like to take the move Smite.
Smite. Ooh.
Which is your body and divine weapons always count as a weakness against the monsters you fight. Your unarmed attacks are 2 harm, intimidate, hand, messy.
That is vicious. All right. So what do you two do? You're now standing there. Allison, what are you doing? Did you hit a 5 XP yet?
No, I'm 1 XP away from it.
Did you want to add something, Spencer? Did Mama wake up, have a bad dream about mummies and stuff?
No, before she finally turned in with her little nightcap, she sent an angry text to Erica, basically saying like, "I can't believe you didn't pick up when I called you. I expect to see you first thing in the morning. I'm ashamed of you." So if she looks at her phone, she'll see that and know how it's going to go.
Oh, I left my phone in the antique shop, didn't I?
I think you did. Did you throw it at some point? You threw it at the mummy?
Yeah, I threw it at the
assuming
mummy.
It's not cracked and wet and broken and destroyed. So.
Yeah.
Like on fire, possibly. On fire, maybe belted.
All right. So what are you ladies going to do? Are you going to try to follow up, or are you going to, what would you like to do? Standing here in the street, you hear fire truck sirens off in the distance.
Well, Poppy is a 0 sharp, so maybe she shouldn't be the one to follow up or investigate or read a bad situation.
Yeah, I think Poppy kind of not Poppy. I'm sorry, Allison kind of like goes over to the body, and you said it was dried out, correct?
Yeah, like almost not like a mummy, but like someone has been left laying out in the desert for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
very dehydrated.
Can Poppy like look around to see like what happened here, like how he got this dehydrated this fast?
You don't see anything just by looking around. I suppose you could do a follow-up on a clue roll here.
Okay.
So this gives you opportunity to both have something really bad happen, but also possibly get some more stuff. So let's do follow up on a clue, which is roll plus sharp. So
All right.
go back to our roll for your party screen. And again, I would recommend you clear the screen and redo it because it seems to work better for you.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
then there's no confusion as to which roll was which.
All right. Submit. Oh no.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
The police cruiser pulls up in front of you guys, like screeches to a halt, and two police officers get out, draw their weapons, and point us like, freeze!
Poppy like slowly alights on the ground, and she sort of like reaches her hand out for Allison.
I think Allison's hands were going up and sees Poppy's hands and like goes to grab it.
Okay, I think that this is the time when Poppy has to like be like, and peace out. Like bring her wings around and like
angel roll.
Yes, please. All right, let's.
What's your destination you have planned?
I think that she would like to go back to the hotel.
Okay, that makes
at
sense.
this point. All right, so reroll selected.
All right, was that an 8?
It is an 8, and I do plus weird, and so it's a 9.
It's a 9. That, I believe, if I remember correctly from your move, Angel Wings, that will get you there, but maybe not exactly as you intended. You don't quite manage it. Either you are separated or you appear in the wrong place. You appear in the half-filled, slimy swimming pool in the central area of the hotel. Yeah,
First her skirt, and now her whole outfit.
Well, you had admired it so with such interest before about you need to fill it with something. Well, you just did.
Poppy is really not pleased, but she's holding Allison's hand in one hand and like the book above her head, and she's just like, well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Go out of the pool.
All right, you guys are standing in about a foot and a half of slimy water in the deep end of the pool.
Yeah, Poppy is still like holding the book above her head, like just in case.
We climb out of the pool.
All right, so you guys climb out of the pool. You're able to get out of the pool without any issue. There is a sort of a rusty metal ladder that goes down one side, or you can trek up the slimy side toward the shallow end if you'd like. Yeah, of course, you can use your wings if you'd like that too. So.
Yeah, Poppy just like sort of like grabs on Allison and just like flies them out, just like
I would say the sun is coming up over the city. It's morning. You guys have been at this pretty much all night now. You've investigated a mystery. You have followed up by going to the antique shop. You've had a short but vicious battle with a mummy, and then you've teleported through space and time back to a slimy pool. So you are back at the hotel, and it is the crack of dawn.
Allison turns to Poppy and just kind of like shrugs at her, and she's like, What just happened there? There were beetles, and you have a book, and my phone rang, and what?
So I think that bitch sent her ugly beetle friends on us, and it was like totally not cool. I think that they would have like drank our blood or something. Do you know any like vampire mummies? And not like the Anne Rice vampire mummies. That's not what I'm talking about here.
Nope. I'm gonna have to say no to that one.
I think
I'll say, Mama Hershel, your magic wards probably went off when they made their drastic arrival. Continue, please.
Yeah. So, yeah, she would have been woken up by that, and she rolls out to the balcony, and she just says, "Well, it's about time. Come on in. I got coffee brewing." And she goes back in the apartment.
And Poppy would turn to Alisson, like, do we like her?
She seems to know what's going on.
I can hear you. I got one of them fancy aids. Come on up.
It's rude to eavesdrop.
I think Alisson just...
The nerve.
Yup. I think Alisson turns to Poppy and she goes, do you know who that was? Was that an old friend of yours or like...
And Poppy would just shrug, and she's just like, seemed pretty young to me. And she would hand Alisson the book because she hasn't cracked it open. Poppy doesn't read.
I think Alisson takes it and she says, let's go talk to Mama Hershel. Let's go. And heads upstairs.
Poppy would follow on foot. She's polite. All right, so we keep going. We go inside and we probably go upstairs to like Mama Hershel's. And Poppy is like kind of glaring at Mama Hershel, but like not in a mean way, just like away, just in a way.
Yeah, Mama Hershel's not phased. She's dealt with worse. You got a book? What's the book? What's in the book? What is the book? Just give me the book.
Alisson just hands Mama Hershel the book. Like, I have no idea. All yours.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna open it up and see what's in there.
Okay, so this is a book on Roman antiquities. There's many different kinds of things, but it has mostly to do with senatorial paraphernalia.
Oh, this is the kind of book I've been looking for. You girls done right tonight. Anything else happen?
No.
Why don't you pick up my call?
She burned her phone up. It was a tactical decision.
It was a burner phone. Mm-hmm.
That's it. A burner. That's what they're called. Burner phone. It was a burner phone. That's.
Yep.
I would too. Should I set it on fire?
No problem.
Okay. Tuck it away.
Well, what did Mr. Franklin have to say? This is his book he lent you, right?
Lent is like a strong word for that. What we've done.
What happened. Yeah.
You know what's wrong with your generation? I'll tell you what's wrong with your generation. In my day, we would ask a question, we would get an answer. What happened? Why is this not necessarily Lent? Why did you burn your phone?
Just like a point of order here. I predate you. Thank you, though. Like, I respect you, but what?
Mama Hershel's gonna like pinch your cheek, kind of like pull at the skin, and then she's gonna pull at her skin, and it goes like a ridiculous, like disgusting distance, and she kind of like lets it flat back down. I don't think so, young lady. Listen, my grandson and my grandson's son and that bitch, that lovely lady he married. They're coming by this morning, so why don't y'all scuttle on down unless there's something you need to tell me. We'll continue looking for this eagle later today.
Poppy would like look at Mama Hershel and then like look at Allison and just sort of be like,
I think Allison just kind of like shrugs, and Allison's just like, sure, we could talk later. Don't look at the news. Don't worry about that. It's fine.
what? Okay, like do we want to make this stop or what? Like, this is not going to like help us, you know? Like, I know that like Gull is divided into 3 parts or whatever, but we're not divided into 3 parts.
What?
Right.
Allison gives you a look, just like, what?
Right. Exactly what I'm saying. Alia Yakta Rubicon. Listen, we saw like this totally scary, weird, crazy, mummified monster bitch who like sent her gross little bugs after us or whatever, and it was like disgusting, and we set it on fire, and that's like, I mean, kind of what happened. And then, you know, like a girl died, and then a dude died, and then we stole a book, and then we ran, and then we got in trouble with the police, but then we escaped, and now we're here, and now you have a book, and it's fine. But like, we have this crazy monster like sucking blood.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So there's that.
Yeah, she's like rubbing her temples. You girls are not allowed to do anything about this mystery unless I am present. Do you hear me?
Well, you can't get places I can get. This is not going to work out.
Yes, as Mama Hershel is saying that, and she's shaking the book at you guys, like a vanilla envelope falls out of the book onto the floor. You're not allowed in. It's like a little envelope about maybe not quite 8.5 by 11. You know, like small letter size.
Allison bends down and picks that up. Is it addressed to anyone?
It is not. It's a plain brown envelope. It's like made out of like lunch bag paper kind of thing. But it's got one of those little metal pull tabs through that hold it closed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and now Alice. Oh, what?
Poppy doesn't read.
Yeah, Allison just shrugs and opens it.
All right. So inside there are several folded pieces of paper.
She opens the first one.
All right. There is a floor plan map. It's like of a very large building. It's very old looking.
She opens the next one.
The next one is a list of 23 senatorial daggers, all of which have a red line through them, except for one, which is circled.
What's circled?
Was that Poppy to Allison?
Yeah, Poppy points at it and is like, this looks important.
Yeah, but I thought we were looking for an eagle. Is there another piece of paper?
Nope, just there's the map. If you're gonna fold that out, you can take a better look at it, and then the piece of paper with the list on it.
Okay. I look for a clear table so I can like spread out this floor plan map.
There's probably a good table inside Mama Hershel's sanctum if she wants to invite you in.
Yeah, let's go on down. Why not?
Pretty please, Mama Hershel.
I'm gonna snatch the other papers. So she's got the map. I'm gonna look at the So are these names that are crossed off then?
They're item numbers. They're item numbers and like page numbers, perhaps.
Oh, okay. Cool. So then I'm gonna kind of take control here for a second, ladies. So we're gonna cross-reference the book that I got with all the senator stuff with the list, and look at the map and try and figure out like what kind of building this map is.
Okay.
And yeah, so we're just
I'm actually
investigating.
not going to make you make any rolls here. This all should come together fairly easy for you. The map is the main atrium level of the Museum of Antiquities. Guys, stop it, please. It's falling over. Sorry, my kids are about their bedtime. They're getting rambunctious. So the map is of the atrium level of the Museum of Antiquities, where your professor friend is a curator. The numbers correspond to 23 senatorial daggers, all of which have been unaccounted for centuries, except for the one that is circled, which is believed to have been Brutus's dagger. And it is currently on display at the museum as part of the Antony and Cleopatra exhibit.
All right.
That
Long
bitch
shot here.
Cleopatra was always jealous of me. I knew it.
Excuse me?
That bitch Cleopatra is always jealous of me. No, keep going. Sorry. Poppy doesn't know it's Cleopatra.
No, well, so that's what I was just going to suggest. I was going to say, long shot. Maybe this mummy monster creature with the bugs is Cleopatra, and maybe she wants this dagger back, and maybe we should go get it first. Who's the curator's name? Is that Edward?
The curator's name was
Todd Anders. No, Professor Ed.
Yeah, Ed Horn? Edward Horn?
Yeah, that would be it. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure Eddie will get us in, show us what we need. Long shot.
It is I guess the beginning of the day. There's going to be people in the museum, though.
Yeah, there's going to be people in the museum. And plus, you two are Alisson is probably very tired. So I don't know if Poppy requires sleep or not. And plus, Mama Hershel has guests coming here pretty soon in the morning. So do you guys want to rest a little bit before you go, or do you want to just hop an Uber?
Did I get a time frame that the grandson was coming?
In the morning. I'll say it'll happen. It'll happen pronto. It's not going to happen at first crack of light, but maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I'll start busying myself, make some breakfast burritos or something for everybody.
All right.
No. Chicken fried steak. That's more appropriate for Detroit.
All right.
Yeah. I'm making chicken fried steak and hanging out until the grandson pops by.
All right.
And making biscuits.
All right. So before we do that, the vignette of the grandson showing up, please stop. You want to take a short bio break, and then we will jump in and then start off on the way to the museum and everything. Right. So maybe it's 9:10 now. Come back at maybe 9:15.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Perfect.
I'll talk to you in about 5 minutes.
Bye.
Man, we hit a heat streak here in Arizona, and I'm too stubborn to turn on my AC because I know it only gets worse. But man, it's hot today.
Well, you can send a little bit of that this way. It's been kind of on again, off again, cold, miserable, to a little bit nice, to back to cold, back to miserable.
Yeah.
Ohio is not the best weather in the world, that's for sure.
Yeah, my sister in Virginia got snow like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's crazy.
Sorry
spring.
that the first part of that there, you kind of got left out. I tried to bring it back over to you, but I couldn't really figure out what to do with Mama Hershel at that point.
Oh, you know what? And that's why I kind of said, like, I know this is kind of weird for the story, but at the same time, I couldn't justify her like hopping in a cab and heading over there either.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a decision made by me. So don't feel bad about that.
Yeah. So anyway, I think now Mama Hershel has some more information to work with. Her part is gonna be a lot more heavy at this point. So
yeah, well, and I was gonna say, like, because I've got my armory move or whatever. I'd like to use that, but I don't know in this setting, like, would I need some kind of holy weapon because it's an undead creature, or would Mama Hershel know better?
it sounds to me like you need to do an investigative mystery roll.
Okay. Well, I guess when everybody gets back,
because I mean, you at least now have some information about the monster and some historical references. Before you had no idea. Now you've narrowed it down. So I think you have enough information to do an actual investigate mystery roll. So we'll do that first off, and then we got a few instances that'll happen. Then we can scutter off to the museum. Welcome back.
I'm also here.
All right. Hey. Well, it's hard to tell when you're here.
No, sorry. I just got back.
So I was like, man, I didn't mean to ignore you. Sorry about that. So we were just discussing that Mama Hershel probably has enough information to do an investigate mystery roll by researching what you've told her. So if you guys are scuttling around making breakfast, she could possibly look into what this creature might be and what some of its weaknesses might be. Potentially. So we want to go ahead and do that now while their breakfast is being prepared.
Cool.
Poppy makes a mean biscuit.
Allison is definitely hogging the coffee.
Oh, you use regular dice, so.
Yeah. I got a 5 plus my sharp, right?
Yep.
Cool. So we got a 7.
7. That'll give you one question on the list, if I'm not mistaken. Investigative mystery. We're doing the actual investigative mystery. So you've got what happened here, which doesn't really apply. What sort of creature is it, which is pretty good. What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
If I use a luck, do I get 2?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
Yep, pretty much. You can turn any roll into a 12.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Right.
So I want to know what can hurt it and what was it going to do?
All right. You are able to, several hours goes by. You guys, you ladies upstairs have prepared breakfast, and Mama Hershel is just scuttling around in her lab, just the wheels, gathering this book and that book, and tangential to this, tangential to that, and the light bulbs start going off, right? So you ask, what was it going to do and what can hurt it, right? So you're able to figure out that this is either a greater mummy because it is a free-willed, mummified spirit and can work magic, right? It's either a greater mummy or it's a priestess of Amet, which is an Egyptian goddess of death and destruction and all that sort of thing. So it's one of those two. If it is a greater mummy, then fire is one of the best defenses against it. If it is a priestess of Amet, it probably has a lot of spells enchanting it, which are protecting it, and you're going to need to break those spells. What is it doing? It apparently is collecting relics having to do with Julius Caesar.
Okay. Okay, so with that information, I'd also like to fish around in my armory and try and find some kind of ward, that's the wrong word, some kind of weapon that will break spell protection, because I got the fire covered already.
Okay. You're going to be rooting around. While you're downstairs still doing this, the phone starts ringing up in the main apartment.
Can you get that?
Alisson!
I got you. And Alisson goes to pick up the phone.
How do you answer the phone?
She picks it up kind of sheepishly, and she kind of like, hello, who is this?
So, hello, is this the what did we decide to call this apartment building?
Isn't it a long stay motel or something?
Yeah, long stay motel, extended stay motel. I think I gave it a name. The Hotel Nomina is, I think, what I called it in my notes. I don't know if that works for you. Is this the Hotel Nomina?
Yes.
Hello, this is Sergeant O'Connor down at the 5th District Precinct. I'm inquiring about a tenant that we show having been registered in your address. A Miss Erica Wright, or Allison Wright. Is she still residing at apartment 12?
They know.
Yeah, Allison. No, she left earlier this morning.
Did she by chance leave any kind of forwarding address?
Nope.
All right. Well, if you don't mind, we're going to send a cruiser by in an hour or two just to check out and see if we can gather some evidence. She's wanted in questioning with an arson case that we are investigating. I hope you don't mind if our officers have a look around her former residence.
Yeah, I guess that would be good.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Ask if they know what you look like. You can keep a lookout for yourself. Alisson, do they know what you look like?
All right, Mama Hershel, you are looking around your lab for something that can break spells, but you're probably discovering, or you probably know, that this kind of magic is tightly woven to a name or something. There's a certain kind of magic relic or something like that you're going to need, and it's going to have to be something very closely tied to the creature.
So, is it going to be kind of too specific for me to even make my armory roll?
For a weapon that can knock down the creature's defenses, you can make your roll, but I'm going to say it may not be 100% effective as something that is perfectly matched.
Okay. Yeah. So
we'll
maybe something more that just kind of stalls it or slows it. Okay, so we got a 6 plus my weird. Is it weird?
Uh-huh. I think it's weird.
Yeah, so that's a 7 then.
Right, 7?
Yay.
Nice.
So I have it, but only the minimum that we need to work.
To do. Yeah, I'm going to say that you've got a magic mirror that was enchanted for Madame de Pompadour, and it can reflect the image and possibly disrupt the magical shielding for a brief period of time, maybe to get a couple of deadly blows in.
Okay.
All right. About that time, there is a knock on the door upstairs.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't have any visual cues.
Yeah.
I got 5 experience. Should I?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're in a little break time now, so go ahead and level up.
All right. I think I'm gonna take another spooky move.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab hunches.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Hunches.
Punches.
Which is hunches.
Hunches. Oh yeah. Tell me what that does.
Yes. When something bad is happening or just about to happen somewhere that you aren't, roll plus sharp on a 10 plus. You knew where you needed to go just in time to get there. On a 7 to 9, you get there late in time to intervene but not prevent it altogether. On a miss, you get there just in time to be in trouble yourself.
Ooh, okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. I always like that move, actually. All right, so there's a knock at the door upstairs.
Coming!
Don't, no! Shh, they're right over you.
Yeah.
Coming!
Yeah. Mama Hershel?
The door just, so you hear the key in the lock, and the door just swings open. And in comes, as Mama Hershel's little elevator finally reaches the level and she rolls out into the room, her grandson, who is a dapper young man in an Armani suit, and his wife in designer dress, comes sweeping into the room. And a young, maybe 9-year-old whirlwind comes spinning into the room behind them. It's a Graham. Yeah, and the little kid comes up and just big hug and just
yeah. We got a routine. He basically just sits on my lap the whole time he's here. Squirmy as ever, but
that's
Mama
dangerous.
All right, so Jordan says, Graham, we got to talk. Oh, hello.
Don't mind them. Don't mind them. They're no bother. What is it, Jordy? Susan.
Well, Grandma, with us moving out to the, we should probably have this discussion in private. I think maybe this is not a discussion for non-family members.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. And it's oh yes, dear. Yeah, we should really talk to your grandma.
You heard him, girls. Get.
No problem with that. No problem.
I don't care. Just answer your phone next time. Get.
Poppy hold out her hand to Allison. Like,
this is happening. Okay, all right.
You're gonna get a pretty stern look.
Are you guys gonna poof out?
Poppy was literally about to do it. Poppy's totally fine, just poofing out in front of normies. Yeah.
Allison says, Allison looks at Mama Hershel and she's like, I mean, the door's right there, her hand's right there. I need a place to crash for a little bit. Choices.
There's a little bit of rustling from Poppy.
All right, so as you guys are trying to, this is they stop. Suddenly, a very heavy set blonde lady with big spectacle glasses and a bright orange blazer comes in with a man with a hard hat, and the man starts walking over, starts measuring things with a measuring tape and scribbling stuff down. And your son looks a little embarrassed and sheepish. He's like, listen, Graham, we've been worried about you while, we've moved out to the sandcastle, and I have purchased you a membership at the new retirement community that's just down the street, and we're going to move you there.
Say what? Jordy boy, come closer. Come closer. This requires a light touch, and as soon as he gets within reach, I'm just going to whack him with the cane.
Graham, you gotta see reason.
You know better than this. I got guests here. I take care of myself. I don't even wear diapers. I don't need no nurse.
Damn,
you can't move me.
Why don't we do a manipulate roll here for you to convince him that he should leave you be in this downtrodden neighborhood while he's willing to provide you with ample,
That'd be a 6.
A 6. So he's all right. You haven't. You're not in your right mind, Graham. Come on, Cody. Come on, Aberlon. We'll have to go see. We'll have to go see what to do about this. Graham, this is for your own good.
And Poppy's like hitting Alisson, like, hex him. Hex him.
I think Alisson just like shrugs and she's like, okay, and she's gonna try to hex.
You're gonna hex their car or him or
Jordy.
What? What was that?
Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna hex him. Let's roll your hex.
Yeah.
Is that rolled? I don't know if hex is rolled. I haven't used that move before. Let me see.
Yeah, I use magic.
Oh, it's use magic. Okay, so be a use magic roll. So switching to roll for your potty.
All right, clear that because my tablet hates this website apparently, and
I'll find us a better solution. You guys can use actual dice if you want. Oh my god!
Oh,
plus weird.
That's a 5.
That's a 5. Somebody loses control of her magic.
6 actually. That's
my gosh.
My bad. I had 2 weird.
This is exactly what Poppy wanted.
All right. So Alisson goes. How do you do a hex? What does a hex look like when Alisson starts to hex somebody?
I think Alisson looks like really intently looks at them with her unblinking eyes, and she tries to visualize what the hex is doing. And I think she's gonna go for an oldie but a classic, barfing. So she's trying to picture Jordan just hurling. And yeah.
All right. So suddenly, the spell goes out and it reflects back off of the shiny toy badge that Cody is wearing, and it bounces back and hits the 3 of you, and you all start just all over Mama Hershel's bedroom. Yeah, or her living room, or it's
Poppy would can she lay on hands?
I'll say yes, you can lay on hands.
Okay, so she would immediately put her hands on both of these 2 ladies and imagine them being healed.
Okay, lay on hands. I don't think that's a roll either, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Your touch can heal injury or disease when you lay your hands on someone hurt. Roll. Plus cool. On a 10 plus, heal 2 harm or an illness. On a 7 to 9, you can heal the harm or illness. And as a 10 plus, you take it into yourself. On a miss, My aura causes them harm.
Oh, okay. Well, right now there's no harm, but it is an illness, a magical illness. So if you want
I
to go
hope you
ahead.
guys are ready for this. This is going to be great. All right, so it's plus cool, so that's +1 and 12.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Killing it.
So you guys are all healed of a couple of minutes of deathly illness, and you're covered in ick, but you're feeling much better. Thank you very much.
Not what Poppy wanted. Not what I was trying to ask you to do.
That one's on me. Yeah. No.
All right.
So, Mama, is that your son?
It's my grandson, and he's got ill will. He accidentally got cursed. Why am I telling you all this? Yeah, it's my grandson.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
Is that like a family trait?
You've been drinking my coffee. You've been eating my biscuits.
Are you about to prove my point?
I've been collecting weapons and doing research for you, and you gotta call my family what?
Is it more or less polite to call him a piece of shit?
Less.
But he's a dick.
Maybe we best get going on to the museum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention Mama Hershel.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's now not the right time, but is it okay if I crash on your couch for like a little bit?
Me too.
What's wrong with your room? You're just downstairs. No problems there.
The cops are kind of searching it, or they might be searching it.
Why do you all hide so much from me?
You're busy.
Your grandson's a dick. We didn't want to interrupt the touching family moment.
Oh, all right. There's a guest room. Go lay down. Get your rest. I'm gonna take a few minutes to think about y'all.
All
Happy
right.
thoughts, or we know it.
All right, so we'll say we'll skip forward a few hours. You guys have had a little rest. Maybe Mama Hershel's done a little more preparation, and it's going to be early evening, maybe the evening showing at the museum when you arrive. Erica, or I'm sorry,
Yes.
Alisson. How again does your premonitions or your hunch work?
I roll a plus sharp, and then then depending on what I roll is either if I get there on time, if I get there late, or if I get there in time to like be in trouble myself.
Okay, I'm going to give that choice to you. There is a potential for you to have a hunch at this point. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'll roll that.
All right.
Roll that plus sharp.
So
Clearing that way.
clearing
2. Okay, that's a 9.
That's a 9.
Yes. So
that would get you there in time, right? But not in time to prevent it. Time to intervene. Is that what it was?
You get there late, in time to intervene, but not prevent it altogether.
All right. So you have a hunch that you definitely need to be at the museum tonight at 11 o'clock.
Okay. I think because I imagine Alisson would be taking a nap because other than Mama Hershel, she's the only one that needs sleep. She wakes up around like 10 o'clock ish and kind of like tries to find Poppy.
Poppy's right there. Poppy, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute. Nope.
Poppy is right there.
So she was. Oh God! Oh, fuck! That's right.
What? What?
Okay.
Did you have another weird thing?
Kind of, not a vision, but all I know is we need to get to the museum by 11.
Okay, what time is it now?
Like
It's
10?
early afternoon now. You got
Oh.
plenty of time.
Oh. So I mean, we have some time. So.
Yep.
Okay.
In fact, even though your role doesn't suggest it, you could get there right now if you wanted to.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably. I mean, we should probably go there now. We should probably get Mama Hershel
Alright.
though.
All right, I think she likes you more, so why don't you take care of that? She'll believe you too, like your thing.
It's fair. I go to find Mama Hershel in her own apartment.
Yeah. Well, Mama Hershel, where are you?
Yeah, I'm calling an Uber. I heard him.
All right. So
Just
Uber
hearing aids.
arrives without any trouble and conveys you all to the museum. This museum is your classical Greco-Roman monstrosity. It's huge, towering pillars, triangular roof with a huge glass dome behind it. It's flanked on either side by these giant stone lions. There is a red and gold banner across the entire front of the museum, advertising the Antony and Cleopatra exhibits in town for a limited time only. Tickets are merely $23.95, or with your annual museum sponsorship.
You said there was an evening showing, correct? So the museum is still open?
Yeah, the museum is still open. Yeah, you guys arrived right after lunch, actually, because you just went straight here. So the museum's in full force. There's school buses out front. There's kids running in and out. Lots of private school-looking kids with blazers and all that sort of thing.
I think Poppy cracks her knuckles and is just like, let's set this shit on fire.
No. I mean, not yet, at least. Like, maybe. I don't have a pass or
why
money.
don't you girls wait here for a moment? I'm gonna see if Eddie will let us in.
Can you make it?
Yoo-hoo! I'm gonna just grab an attendant and name drop Edward and see.
All right, so you guys are going to go into the entryway then, or are you going to do this from the sidewalk? Yoo-hoo!
Oh no, yeah, I thought we were already at the entrance. Yeah, we're going.
You guys are just got out of the Uber. You're standing in front of it.
Oh yeah, I'm going inside to the first attendant I see, help desk, whatever, and trying to
Okay, so the grand atrium, there's one of those big round information kiosk desks. There is a a natural history kind of like a giant dinosaur in the center under the large glass dome, and then there's three wings. There's the Roman wing, there's the Egyptian wing, and then there's the rest of the world wing. So right now there's again, it's just a madhouse. There's kids going up and down the spiral staircase. There's lights, flashes going off, and you're able to flag down a gold jacketed tour guide. So, how can I help you?
Listen, I'm here to see the curator, Eddie Horn. He and I are a bit of an item.
Dr. Horn?
Can you fetch him for me?
You can ask for him up there at the main desk.
the kind of service these people. You roll over to the main desk. And ask
So there's a bubbly young girl behind us. Can I help you? And you're able to get. And she calls. Just a minute. And she calls her. To whom may I ask is calling?
Tell him Schmookums is here.
He says Schmookums. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. He'll be right down. So
Poppy would like to turn to Mama and just be like, "Your first name is Schmookums." That's a weird name.
I thought you said you knew about romance. Hadn't you slept with that emperor or whatever? Or is that all business?
Oh, business. For sure.
all right, so,
Hershel.
a few minutes later, a very dapper-looking. I've used dapper twice in one session. It's terrible. A very well-to-do, collegiate-looking type, silver and gray beard, immaculately trimmed, wearing a hat, like a fedora kind of thing, and a sports jacket with a blazer. And he comes from the main elevators over, and he strides across the room and says, "Mama Hershel, I can't believe you're here to see me today. How auspicious."
Oh, we heard there was a big show. Something about a dagger and it doesn't matter. Can you get us in? Can you get us a little private show in if possible?
Oh, absolutely. Reginald, come here. And that same guy that was kind of rude to you before, comes up slumping over. "Sir, yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir?" It's like, "These are my dear." "Oh, I'm sorry. I am Dr. Professor Edward Horn," and he reaches out his hand to shake you ladies' hands. "I am the curator of this humble museum."
Alisson warily shakes his hand and says, "Hey, Nicole."
"Nice to meet you, Nicole. Any friend of Mama Hershel's is a friend of mine. And you, young lady?"
Alisson.
"Alisson, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance." He turns back to the security guard, or to the tour guides. "I would like you to take these ladies on the grand tour, and then when they're done, bring them up to the lab on number 3. I would like to have a word with Mama Hershel before she departs. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon." And he turns and walks back to his business.
Cool. I guess we'll follow this guy on his tour.
All right, so he will. It's like, where would you? I'm so sorry for earlier. Please accept my humble apologies. We get a lot of crackpots in here. They just, everyone thinks they know everything, and he's
well, maybe if you'd stand up straighter, people would take you seriously.
Right.
And maybe some people do know everything.
So, where would you like to start? We have the Antony and Cleopatra exhibit. We have the Caesar exhibit. We have the dinosaurs. We have the Greco-Roman art exhibits.
I think that Poppy would jump in here. Like, where do you keep the bitches?
Excuse me?
Yeah, like the really mean women. Like the bitches.
Do you have any mummies?
He glances Mama Hershel. And then turns white.
I don't understand. I feel like I'm being very clear about what I want.
I think Alisson here is looking for like mummies. She looks over at
mummies. Yes, mummies. We have several outstanding specimens in the Egyptian wing. This way, please. And he leads you down a grand foray, which is decorated with like Egyptian columns and hieroglyphics and all of that, and it leads you into a large display. There is sort of like a royal throne room, and there is some like statuary. There's a mannequin dressed up, sort of laying in Roman armor across the throne, and there's all sorts of paraphernalia. There's like an Osiris sculpture. There's one of those hook things that they have. There's a big a silver mirror covered in hieroglyphics. There's a Sphinx statue. There's a statue with like a flowing Egyptian gown on it with the crisscross snakes. It's just outstanding. It leads you past all this stuff, and then there's a really dark hallway that leads down a set of steps and into a very chilly room. And the walls are lined with these large glass sarcophagus, and lying inside of each in stately repose is a bandaged mummy.
I think Allison kind of like leans over to Poppy and whispers in her ear, do any of these look familiar to you?
Can Poppy investigate a mystery at this point?
I think you could.
Okay. I'll do that to see if any of these look familiar to me. And
12. I think you get 2 questions from the investigative mystery roll. So,
all right, let me pull that up. Move.
So what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
I believe that I will go with what can hurt it and what is being concealed here.
Okay, well, what can hurt it? With your supernatural attunement, and you can tell that these creatures, these mummies in these cases, are basic mummies. Fire will burn them up. They are not undead. They are not magical, but they are very creepy. But what is being concealed here? You backtrack in your mind. Something you've seen very recently was radiating power, but you didn't feel it because you were preoccupied with the bitches that you wanted to go smite. But you saw an object in the other room that was humming with magic.
I want to go to the other room and I want to take I want to take Nicole Allison with me, and I would like to ask her, like, can you feel something? Something feels weird here. Like, can you help me out here? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, let me see if I could. And she kind of draws into herself and tries to like put her hand out with the bracer out like in front of her, see if there's anything like it tingles or if she's getting any kind of like weird magical feel from anything in this room.
Yes, so there are several items in this room that radiate some level of magic. The armor on the Roman mannequin has some trace elements of magic, but the strongest vibration you are getting is old, and it's coming from the silver mirror that's laying on a nightstand. It's like a sort of like a princess's hand mirror. It's covered in hieroglyphics with a large snake, a golden snake wrapped around it.
Allison kind of like points over to the.
It is behind a big red rope, though. I mean, it's one of those things that can stop anything.
Yeah, I think Allison kind of puts her hand on Poppy's shoulder, and she says, "We can't grab it, but I'm getting like super strong feelings from that mirror, and she's pointing at it.
Mama Hershel wheels up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a real like serious wink.
Is something in your eye? Are you okay?
I'm gonna. What was the attendant's name again?
Oh God, I forget. I made
Reginald.
Reginald. Yep. Made that up on the fly.
Reggie boy, Reggie. I
Yes, ma'am.
just
Yes, ma'am.
got to use the pisser. Can you run me over there real quick? I don't have any time to waste.
All right, so he takes the handles of your wheelchair and wheels you toward the ladies' room. It's like, oh, ma'am,
right.
your friends maybe ought to come along. I can't go in there to help you inside.
I don't need your help, you perv. Just get me there.
All right, so he wheels you over to the ladies' room really quickly, and you disappear into the thing.
And snatch.
Yeah, I mean, is there anyone else in this exhibit with us?
Well, there's lots of people. You're in the middle of the day in the most busy type of the side of the museum. There's security cameras, and you can guarantee there's probably some kind of alarm system on this thing. Are you going to just snag it?
That's what Poppy is thinking, unless like Alisson stops her.
Yeah, Alisson is like, wait. There's probably like alarms and there's so many people. I probably already wanted for she whispers, and she's like, the last thing I want to be noticed is a thief from antiquities museum, art thief thing.
Well, it's okay because you'll be the murderer and I'll be the art thief and we'll both be Alisson, so it's fine. Right? Like, do you want to like cause a distraction or something? Should I cause a distraction?
I can probably cause a distraction.
Yeah, distract it up, brother. Kill it.
Oh, okay.
You've been watching a lot of like how to surf videos, brother.
Okay. When you hear the alarms,
yes,
grab it.
Got it.
Okay. And then Alisson is gonna like go to like the museum, the exhibit before this one.
Okay, you're gonna go back towards the atrium, or you're gonna go back into the mummy room?
The atrium.
Okay, so you're heading back towards the atrium. You're in the entry hall where all the big columns are and everything. From here, you can go into the Roman exhibit, or you can go off into the Greek exhibit.
Are there still like I don't want to say like antiquities, but like exhibits, like things like in cases?
The nearest other exhibit you would have would be the first room of the Roman exhibit. If you go in there would probably be some antique. In this room, there's just the large columns and decorative things. Nothing you can pick up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go to the nearest one, the Roman.
Okay, so the first exhibit room you come into is a Roman exhibit room that shows. It looks like a Roman party. I mean, it's a depiction of a scene from history. There is mannequins of Romans in various party attire and all very formal. And you see Cleopatra, or a representation of her, and her entourage entering the room, and you see across the way Julius Caesar standing with his wife and their entourage on that side. And then there's in the middle there's several of those places with like Roman dinnerware and stuff like that inside, like little glass cabinets and things, paraphernalia of Roman aristocratic life.
Okay. Okay, I think Alisson is going to like kind of try to subtly extend her hand towards just another museum guest, and try and hex them so that they break something precious or important.
Okay, so let's do your roll for some magic.
All right, clear that.
Roll. That would be a 7 plus weird.
That's 9.
9. Okay, so you that I haven't used this move before.
It's a use magic.
It's standard use magic, and then the hex is in addition to.
I believe so. It says when you cast a spell as well as the normal effects, you may pick from the following. Yeah.
Right. So what you do is you pick an effect from the regular use magic roll and the glitch, and because you had a 7, I get to have the glitch happen, and then in addition, your hex happens. So what main effect was your spell going for?
Okay. Can I have it? All right. Can I have it have a problematic side effect?
You mean the glitch?
Yeah, sorry. The effect was the target breaks something precious or important.
I thought that was your glitch's effect, or I'm sorry, your hex's effect. So let me look at that.
Oh.
Yeah,
sorry.
So, under you. So the way I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is when you use your hex, you use magic first, and then the hex is in addition to the use magic. So you're rolling your use magic roll. For that, you should pick an effect. It could be heal or harm, observe another time and place, communicate with someone or something. You don't summon a monster into the world, banish a spirit or curse from a person, trap a person or place or monster, bar a person or place, do one thing that is beyond normal human limitations, enchant a weapon, or inflict harm. And then you pick a glitch, which is the effect is weakened, shorter duration, takes 1 harm, ignore armor, blah blah blah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So then, can I the effect then? I think observe another time or place.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, and then the glitch.
Then the glitch, it has problematic side effect.
Okay, I like that. And then your hex is going to cause them to break something precious.
Yes.
Now, under normal circumstances, I would allow you to illustrate the fiction of the effect. However, because of where you are, I really got an idea and I want to run with it. So your spell causes the entire scene to kind of briefly come alive, like the statues, the mannequins appear in their lifelike form, and there's people mingling and swirling about, and the guests around you are like awed. They're like, oh my God, there's people holding their hand over their mouth, like, wow, this is so cool. And you see the look that Caesar's wife is giving Cleopatra, and Cleopatra is giving back to Caesar's wife, and he's like, kind of like this, and all of a sudden, a young lady in front of you wearing the silver blazer trips and falls over one of these displays, knocks it over, it shatters on the floor, and alarms just go crazy, and then everything stops, and people start screaming and running, and dude, Poppy, what are you doing?
Poppy is snatching.
Okay, you're snatching. How? Describe your snatching action.
I think that she sort of waits until people are like running around a little bit. Like she knows enough to make sure that like she's not the center of attention. And then when someone who's bigger than her, either like taller or broader or whatever, like passes in front of her, and so she's backed up against the red rope. And when like someone larger passes in front of her, just like in front of her, that's when she sort of like reaches back and grabs it, and, like stuffs it in her bag.
Okay, so you do that. I want you to make an act under pressure roll.
Okay. Neat.
To see if you can do this without anybody seeing you.
Okay. And Nice.
8 plus
And I have a cool, so it's 9.
9. Okay, that's a partial success.
Yeah.
So, you are able to get it, but a security guard who happened to be running through the room on his way to spot you, say, "Hey, you!" And he starts running towards you.
I would say that Poppy uses this opportunity to bust out her angel wings and just like poof to the very top of the museum.
Okay. On the roof outside or like flying up high? Okay, so you're on the roof outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Poof. Of course, you're not there to see the guy's reaction, but you are now standing outside in the bright sunshine and the blowing wind, and your angel wings are fluttering and happy, happy, happy. Mama Hershel, what are you doing in the bathroom?
That's private.
There's alarms going on, and all sorts of commotion outside. And
let's see. I think that's my clue that whatever they're, that they got the thing. I think I'm just gonna try and tie this guy down more. So I'll come out of the bathroom and I'll say, "Well, what's going on? Where's my guard?
He's not there when you come out. There's people.
Not there.
Yeah, there's people running around. He's not there.
Shoot, dang! I'm gonna call Alisson and see if she picks up her phone, which I don't think they ever made clear to me they don't have anymore.
Nope.
That's fair.
The phone is answered by a guy's voice. It says, "Hello,
Alisson. You've been taking them funny pills. What's going on?"
I'm afraid Allison's not here right now. Who may I ask is speaking?
Who may I ask is speaking?
This is I'm a friend of Alisson. Would you happen to know where she is?
Mm-hmm. I believe she went to the harbor and she's feeding seagulls. Bye.
Okay. Erica or Alisson, what are you doing? There's commotion going on. People are running here. There's guards screaming. A bunch of people are running back towards the Egyptian exhibit.
I'm running. I'm going to look for Poppy. I want to know if she actually swiped the mirror. So she's running to where she last left Poppy off in front of the mirror.
Poppy's not there, but there's a bunch of security guards, and there's a very large security guard like, dude, she just vanished. I mean, I'm talking. It was like Houdini or something. She was there and then she wasn't. And they're like, dude, no way. Yeah, it's like. So somebody will call the police, and blah blah blah, and there are people running around and shouting and all sorts of things.
Then I think Alisson's just gonna turn on a heel and make for the exit.
All right, Mama Hershel, you see Alisson running across the atrium.
Yeah, I'll go and try and kind of off, meet up with her.
All right, So you guys meet up. Do you go outside, or you gonna talk there in the hallway?
Professor Horn, he invited us up to the lab. Let's go meet up with him, Alisson. Poppy can take care of herself. Plus, I'm kind of sick of her mouth.
She has something that we might want. Also, I don't know where she's at, and that's never a good sign with Poppy. So.
Well, call her.
I don't have my phone.
Speaking of which, why does some strange man have your phone and he's cryptic and he's like, "I'm your friend"? What?
Oh, I'm probably wanted for murder. I mean, that's a thing.
I thought giving you a place to stay was gonna help you.
I mean, it did though, because I'm not in jail. So.
You see Reginald coming up from across the room. He's back by the other security guards coming your way. He's like, "Hey, madam!" And he's running towards you guys.
Yeah, what you want?
What happened to your friend?
Don't know. She just disappears sometimes. I mean, she just walks away very normally.
Yeah.
I think you guys should come with us, and several security guards will escort you down to the labs on the lower level and lead you into a large chamber, with all sorts of antiquities and things. And there is the professor Horn talking to several. Mama Hershel is like, Reginald, what is all the commotion? It's like, somebody has stolen the Cleopatra's mirror. I think everybody's on mute.
Yeah.
So he's, what? Did we get him on video? Are the police called? The police are on the way, sir. The police will be here shortly. We've got it on video, but it's all distorted. We're not sure what anti-surveillance technology they were using. We've never seen anything like it. But Edward saw the whole thing and said that the girl just disappeared, and she looked a lot like the description matches the friend that was with your two friends, Alisson, I think her name was.
Now these are a lot of accusations y'all throwing out. I hope you have proof.
Well, you need to get your friend here so we can clear her before we have to do any more drastic manners.
You see, I recently lost my phone, so I have no way of contacting her, and I don't know her number by heart. So can't really do that.
That is the other thing wrong with your generation. You don't know any numbers anymore. In my day, we used to have to spin the dial. We did it 9 times, or was it 7? Anyway, we did a lot of spinning. We called people. I'm just like trying to buy time. I don't know if that's a role or not.
It sounds like you might be trying to manipulate them into not being so anxious to capture Alisson, who is actually Poppy. So why don't you go ahead and roll me and manipulate somebody?
It doesn't matter. I got snake eyes.
Oh, yeah. Mama Hershel, you know that, I invited you here because I wanted to invite you to the ball and all this, but this is just so irregular. You bring somebody into my museum, and then a person matching this description, steals a priceless artifact. Reginald says that you were acting very suspicious and distracted him away at the proper moment. I think I'm going to have to detain you until the police arrive. This really saddens me. We have had a long relationship of blah 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 blah.
Eddie, can you send your goons away for a moment? I just heart to heart, me and you. I can tell you what's going on.
For old time's sake, I suppose. And besides, you're not getting out of here without my authority. Men, outside, lock the door.
So I'm assuming if he and I have had a pretty long relationship,
yeah,
he's aware that I work with the Magical Underground.
Actually, he doesn't. He knows that you are an amateur historian of renown. He is an unbeliever. He doesn't believe in the supernatural. He believes in history. He knows a lot about magic, but he doesn't believe it. But you have come to him many times in the past because even though he doesn't believe it, he may actually know the answer.
Gotcha. You know how I come to you all the time, and I mean, not the fun, flirty stuff, but from time to time, I'm like, oh, what rumors surround this thing or that? and you say, "Oh, well, it's supposed to be magical and does this or that," you know that stuff's real, honey, right?
Mama Hershel, what have you been smoking?
Quick question.
Yeah. To the
Well,
keeper or to the character?
the keeper. Sorry.
Okay. Yes.
While that's happening, can I try to like mentally call Poppy to like pop in?
I think you absolutely can.
Okay.
You are very familiar with Poppy. All you need to do is picture her in your head, and you can speak right into her mind and hear her thoughts. Surface thoughts.
That's a scary thing.
I think because I know Poppy loves dramatic entrances.
Loves them.
All right. What are you going to say to initiate the communication, Alisson?
Allison's gonna say, my good friend Poppy.
Poppy, describe the weirdness of this mental incursion into your mind. It's very strange, very weird.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Poppy does really like Allison a lot, but still there's lots of parts about Allison that like weird her out. So this would definitely like make her feel weird and itchy and like a little bit like ruffle her feathers. She's like, "Yes, hello, good friend Allison. How are you? Nice distraction. Good job. I have the item which we wanted to snatch. Snitched. Snatched."
See, Mama Hershel and me are kind of trapped in.
Fun.
Yeah, and I know how much you love your dramatic entrances.
I enter a situation with the vim and vigor a situation requires, which is always dramatic. I enter with the exact right amount of drama because all of you just have no appreciation for the art.
Exactly. That's why I contacted you. But there's a non-believer right in front of us. Would you mind popping on in at the right moment to maybe show him that this stuff actually exists?
Ooh, I mean, like, do we want him to like shit his pants, or do we just want him to like I don't know, maybe like freak out a little bit?
You know, I'm not even gonna lie. Like shit his pants. I think that'd be pretty funny.
You got it.
When Allison is speaking into Poppy's mind, is she also saying these words out loud?
I like it to shit.
I don't think Allison thinks she's not like saying it out loud, but she actually is.
Poppy is too. Poppy's totally speaking out loud. Like this is a totally normal conversation.
All right. So the professor is looking at you with a weird look on his face and looking back and forth between, Allison and Mama Hershel. And does Poppy just suddenly appear?
So Poppy actually will open up her demon bag, and for the sake of the drama, will unleash the fire demon, and she'll like throw it at her feet, and then her wings will expand, and she'll like spin around, and like the fire will like come up in a column that's like, I mean, perfectly contained by her holy might, and she will spin around and pop into this office and just like spread her wings and her arms, and she'd just be like, "Bow before me, mortal."
Okay, I'm not going to make you roll anything for the thing because it's all effect and it is impressive. But I am going to say this sounds like a serious manipulate somebody roll.
Fine.
So let's roll manipulate somebody.
So
Okay,
can I?
Yes.
Poppy's +1, cool. Okay, I'm just ready to assist because I kind of started this train of thought. So.
Yep, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Well, I have -1 charm.
Wait. Oh, your charm is -1?
Yep.
Okay, let me Let me roll then. At least
All
I'm
right.
a 0.
Fair enough. Actually, yeah, I think that's fair enough. She's helping you with her appearance.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, big time.
I'm gonna burn these dice. I got snake eyes again. I gotta use luck. We can't get any deeper in this hole.
She appears. She appears, and he like and he sinks to his knees, and he falls over, and he starts spasming on the floor.
Okay, back up, everyone. Back up. I got this.
Oh.
She'd like to lay on
there's a foul smell in the air, and like
is he like, does he have a heart attack or something? Like, because Poppy can lay on hands really quick.
yeah, he is having a heart attack. It's pretty serious. It's the big one.
Okay, so she's gonna go over and just be like, guys, mortals are so fragile. You guys should know better. She like puts her hands on him.
All right, so let's roll your lay on hands.
All right, here we go. And so her lay on hands is plus cool, and she has 1 cool. Son of a bitch. This guy's dead.
You fry him. You know, you actually what happens is the flames of your 5 demon flame bag, which has still been swirling around, just sees it as an opportunity and it's like jumps right into it and torches him. He's now like sort of a burnt, crispy kind of.
Wait, he's like dead?
Oh, he's dead. Yeah.
Oh, this guy's.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
I mean, he didn't like. Poppy like slowly folds her wings back in, like individually, all 4 of them, and she's just like.
In fairness, you got him to crap his pants.
And Poppy would also like to say, like, at least he died having been saved. You're welcome. I did it.
You
So
are
now-
something else.
We actually did commit murder, so I mean,
Yay!
Did you mark XP for the failed lay on hands?
Failed lay on hands. I did.
So my plan was to let him lay an ambush, but I got nothing.
oh,
I got
Well,
nothing.
why don't we
Now
just,
that you
like-
killed this guy,
Okay, I don't think we should be using the word killed. I prefer the word impressed
him into the grave?
beyond belief.
There's sort of a warm, dry wind sort of whips through the room, scattering some papers around, and little granular bits of sand kind of fall from the ceiling and kind of like dust motes in the air, so to speak.
would I have ever, I know they experienced this, but would I have any kind of experience with this? Could I roll a dark past maybe?
Yeah, I think rolling a dark past would be advisable here.
That's a 7.
Dark past. Let me go back and just refresh my memory on this one.
Okay, so I get one of the questions. When I dealt with this creature, what black magic do I know? So when I dealt with this creature or one of its kind previously, what did I learn?
All right. Well, this is one of its forms of transportation. It sort of, in a way, it's very similar to Poppy's angel wings, only it's blowing on the wind, so to speak. It's able to travel great distances in very short periods of time by harnessing wind and transforming itself into dust. So it's very likely that the creature has just arrived in the museum.
Okay. Allison, come take
Yeah?
this. I'm gonna give Allison the magic dagger that I have. I'm gonna queue up the flamethrower and my magic mirror, and I'm gonna sit and wait for this thing to appear.
All right. Well, a few minutes goes by, and you hear all sorts of alarms and commotions going on outside.
Are we just gonna like, we're just gonna stay here, right? Like we've already killed one dude, like that's good enough, right? We're good?
I mean,
Oh, do you want us to kill more people?
I thought we were waiting for the Beatles or the bitch to come back.
Oh, and then Poppy pulls out the mirror, like, I got it, by the way. Fish snatch.
Oh.
All right, you've got the mirror.
Yeah, I'm gonna, as kindly as possible, ask for the mirror. I'm gonna say, may I take a look at that?
Oh, for sure. And she just like hands it over.
Cool. So I'm examining it. I'm trying to. I suppose I know some hieroglyphics. I'm trying to see if this like has an incantation on it, or if this, you know, if we read this out loud, if it's going to destroy the mummy thing or what.
All right. Well, you, from your previous investigative mystery, I think you would recognize what this is. This is a mirror of true seeing. If you were to show this creature its own reflection in this mirror while saying its name, you know, it would break any enchantments that are protecting it and render it into a heightened emotional state, which could be its undoing.
Cool. Yeah, I'll let the ladies know that. Poppy, you mentioned that before when you saw the mummy, she said, "Nice to meet you again," or something like that. But
Oh yeah.
Who's this? Who is it?
Oh.
The true name's kind of important here.
Yeah, this is that's probably like Ahmet or something.
Are you just making this up?
I mean, I'm not like not making it up. Not making it up.
Like,
okay, because if we show the mirror and we say Ahmet and it doesn't do anything, she's gonna like blast us with sand.
I mean, like, sand's not the worst thing. You'll get like nicely exfoliated skin.
Or die.
Oh, I mean, sure, if you have to breathe or whatever, but optional. Can Poppy follow up on a clue?
I think you could, yes.
All right, let's see what stinker I roll this time. All right, here we go. Hell yeah.
All right, so following up on a clue.
Wait.
What's your roll? You 9 plus.
Oh, plus sharp. My sharp is 0.
So still
a
9. Looking at the questions here, what is being concealed here, I think, is probably your best choice, unless you have a better option. Or what other clues have I missed? Either of those two, I think, can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I would say let's do what other clues are here that I may have missed.
Well, one of the clues that you missed because you weren't actually there, you might have been looking at it through Allison's eyes, but there is the scene with Cleopatra and Calpurnia meeting each other for the first time. And, you know, there was a level of malevolence and hatred on both sides that was beyond normal human capacity.
Okay, like, so when I slept with Julius Caesar, which was just once and just for business, he told me about his witch of a wife, Calpurnia. And I swear to God that she just must have been like I don't know, fucking her brother or something, because Julius was not cool with it and obviously looking for a better time. He didn't find it with me. I sort of scared him a little bit. It's fine. But Calpurnia, what do you think? Maybe he like Cleopatra like cursed her and like did stuff. Not like gross stuff, just like dead stuff, which could be gross. Anyway, I think it could be Calpurnia or Cleopatra, and they sort of sound the same. So maybe if you mumble, it'll be fine.
Why do I get the impression that's as good a guess as we're gonna get out of you?
Yeah, now I'm trying to remember the quote from Army of Darkness where he like, Nikto.
Okay, I've got a little plan to escape this room too, because we got all the security guards out front.
Wait, I do have a real quick question for you, Mama Hershel. Like, can't we just like get it into a place and like yell both names and see which one she turns to? Right? Like if I yell Calpurnia and Alisson yells Cleopatra, and we see like which one she responds to, and then like you use the actual like mirror.
This is the thing. Imagine for a moment you're mortal. Okay?
I don't like it.
You know that the one way you can die is if somebody speaks your name with some kind of magic, right?
But then how would I be worshipped? You're not going to
respond to your name, dear.
Are you sure? Because there's like an ingrained sense of stealth with you mortals. It's really individualistic and kind of weird.
You know what? When you see the bitch, you call her whatever you want.
Yay!
Alisson, your third eye is twitching. The vision you had seen earlier has changed. It's no longer happening then. It's happening now. There are people dying upstairs.
Oh, fun. Okay, yeah. Alisson kind of like turns to Mama Hershel and Poppy, and she's like, okay, I love this little like back and forth that you two are doing. I really do. There are people upstairs dying. Like, there's some shit going on. We should probably check that out. Maybe the guards aren't still outside. Hopefully.
Maybe not. We will have to see here.
Should I make another entrance?
You want to try to make another entrance?
I mean, that kind of killed the last guy. I don't think that, like...
You could always just go talk to the guards that are outside the door.
Okay, so this is the plan that Mama Hershel has, because she brought some toys with her, and one of the toys is like, what's the little device in Iron Man that he pushes and like everybody's like ears ring and they just kind of like freeze up.
Like sort of a stunning device.
Yeah, I got one of those, and so I'm gonna like put in earplugs and let the girls know, and yeah. So I guess that's a preparedness roll to see if I actually have it with me.
I think that sounds like that. Yep. So let me switch to the. Oh, you're not using one for your party. So.
We got an 8. Have it, but not here. It'll take time.
All right.
I'm going to use one more luck.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to give that to you and say that you have all the parts here, but it's not like already assembled. You're going to have to put it together, and that's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, I don't think we can afford time.
Do you tell Poppy? Like, Poppy might be able to like bring one person upstairs and then like wait for the other person.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe I'll just let them know that I'm going to start like putting this thing together, but if they can clear them out quicker, go for it.
Yeah, Allison's good for that. She's like, if you can pop us up there, I might be able to maybe make a couple people, like the guards, sick, or we can see why people are dying up there.
Sure. And Poppy did look at the schematics, so she does know the layout of this place. Is that enough for her to use her angel wing thing?
I think so. Yeah, I think you
Okay.
can. I think you can easily teleport back to the place where you swiped the mirror. That was sort
Okay.
of a fairly recent traumatic experience. You're familiar enough with that location to get there.
All right. So Poppy reaches over and grabs her hand, Allison's hand. Roll for a party. All right. Are you ready?
I am ready now.
Okay. All right. So that's 5, and then I think it's plus weird, which is 1. So it's a fail.
It's a fail.
Oh no.
That is not good. That is not good.
It doesn't. So here's the thing. There's no like effect for a failed roll. I think it just doesn't work. But that's up to you.
If there is no effect specified, it's up to the keeper, and the keeper can make a hard move. And because we're kind of getting short on time, I think I'm just going to mess with the fiction here, and you transport yourself, Erica, and a good portion of the room with you, including Mama Hershel, into the atrium, and the entire thing comes crashing down on top of that round vestibule. And Mama Hershel's, wheelchair goes sliding down the side, and she goes sprawling across the floor. Erica, basically the same deal. Of course, Poppy is now hovering over the vestibule, and there are 2 mummified warriors wearing bronze and wicker armor running around cutting people down with these curved Egyptian hook swords.
Kopesh.
That was it. I actually had that wrote down in my notes. I just couldn't find it.
It's my favorite ancient weapon.
So they're cutting down people right and left.
I think that
people are screaming. There's sirens, and
I think.
Poppy, sorry, nope, you go.
Oh, are you sure?
Hmm?
Okay. I think Allison was just gonna take out her 9mm that she had. And she's just gonna shoot it into the air, kind of like maybe trying to get their attention on like the 2 mummies' attention on us 3 instead of.
It sounds like a protect someone. You're trying to protect the bystanders. So let's go ahead and give that roll.
That would be
moves, protect someone.
A plus tough. Okay.
Yeah. I have. You're using your gun. So, what is your tough, by the way?
My what? Oh, 0.
0. Okay. 8.
Hey.
8. Well, that's so Saturday you somewhere all the harm that they're going to get. I'm going to say at this point, because you're kind of far away, you're not going to suffer any harm from them, but you get their attention. Both of them turn towards you. They their jaws elongate down, and they scream at you and then charge. They're running across the room with their arms up, ready to swing down at you as they get close.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try to use magic.
Okay.
And the effect that I would like to try and do is can I try to trap a specific person or minion while also using like my hex?
Yeah, absolutely can.
All right. That is a weird. 6.
7
That's
plus your
7,
weird,
which is 2, so that's 9.
That's a 9. What is your glitch?
The effect is weakened.
Okay, the effect is weakened. And what is your hex?
Can I go with the target immediately suffers harm?
Okay.
It says 2 harm, magic, ignore armor.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so describe what your hold looks like. And the weakened effect is you only were able to grab one of them. The other is still charging.
Okay. I think Alisson kind of like, oh God, why did I just shoot into the air to get their like attention? And she kind of like crosses her arms so that the bracer is in front, and this kind of like misty white, almost spirit-like energy kind of like wraps around one of them and kind of holds their like feet in place, their like legs.
Okay, I like that. So the one of them, it just kind of falls and scatters to the floor. It's bronze and wicker armor kind of crackling, and it's definitely immobilized. While the other one jumps over its comrade, swinging its hook sword down at you, and does 2 harm to you. So a slashing cut across your midsection.
All right.
Do you have any armor at all?
I do not.
You do not. So you're this thing. You are in pain. I'm going to say you, having suffered a 2 harm wound, you basically fall over and slide down the other side of the round vestibule covered by lab floor and land right beside Mama Hershel, bleeding. Mama Hershel, Poppy, what are you guys doing? There's now a mummy standing up on top there where Erica used to be, and Alisson used to be.
Yeah, I'm. There's no time to flip my wheelchair back up because the flamethrower is actually in it. So you see Mama Hershel grab what looks like an oxygen tank, and it's labeled as such, and a hose, and she's gonna just torch this thing.
Sweet. Give me a sweet kick some ass roll.
A sweet kick some ass roll.
Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. I got a 4.
Oh no. You get this thing up and you set your legs on fire. I'm gonna say suffer 1 harm and you are burning.
Okay, so Poppy is going to bear down on this last
standing mummy.
The standing mummy. And I think that she is going to just try and attack it with her bare hands, using
your fist of power, your smite, you might say, this mummy. So
yeah,
let's smite this mummy.
Let's smite this mother freaking mummy. Yeah. So that's an 8, and I get plus tough when I kick some ass. I get plus 2. Which makes it a 10.
A 10.
A 10.
That means you get an extra effect. You want to suffer less harm or inflict great harm? I think that's your 2 options. Hold on, let me double check. Oh wait, smite has its own thing, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. No, smite is just that, like, your body divine weapon always count as a weakness against the monsters you fight. Yep. And my unarmed attacks are 2 harm, intimidate. 2 harm, intimate. And
okay, messy. So that's really close. 2 harm, intimate, and what?
And messy.
Okay, so you're going to just rip this thing apart.
Oh yeah, barehanded.
Yeah, and so 2 harm. How much harm do you guys have? Because you rip right through its armor with that. So you basically rip its arms off and start beating it with it. So yeah. So you're fine. Mama Hershel, you're able to get the flames patted out. Erica, what are you doing?
Alisson.
Alisson, yeah. I keep
down there.
Because I see your name in print.
Yeah.
Alisson
Alisson.
is gonna kind of get back up, and she's gonna like back off a little bit, and she's gonna reach out with her mind to see if she can hear any like targeted I'm trying to think of the best way to say this.
You want to tune into the monster? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to tune into the monster here.
All right, let's use your tune in. Tune in, which is, is it telepathy? No, tune in.
Yes.
We didn't even use that. Oh, we used that last game, right? Mm-hmm. So roll plus weird.
All right. 2d6. So 5, 6. That's a 7.
That's a 7. So hold 1. So where is the creature right now? What is it planning to do right now? Who is it going to attack next? Who does it regard as the biggest threat? And how can I attract its attention?
We only see the 2 armored, armored mummies, right?
Yeah, that's the only things you see in this room. I'm assuming you're trying to tune into the actual monster, not the minions.
Yes. I think I'm going to go with the where is the creature right now?
All right. You see the creature that you saw before. Your mind's eye, your third eye opens up. You zoom in and you see her in a room that looks like the Roman Senate. And there is the senators crowded around Julius Caesar stabbing him, and there is a large placard with the blade, the senatorial dagger of Brutus, and she is sort of knelt down in front of it with her hand on the case.
Okay. And we know that there was a Greek wing, a Roman wing, yep. And we are in the
atrium.
The atrium right now.
So you did not go that far into the Roman wing, but you went in that direction.
Right. So Alisson yells out, "The bitch! The bitch is in the Roman area."
And Poppy is still like tearing this thing apart.
All right.
She would look up and she's like got its neck and she's like literally like slowly ripping its head off.
All right.
And she's just like, got this. And she like tosses it to the side.
All right. So this mummy kind of falls into pieces on the ground, and the other one is trying to get loose from its bonds.
Can I shoot at it with my 9mm?
You can. How much damage does your 9mm do?
2 harm, close, and loud.
Okay, blam, blam. You shot it. You've done some damage. It's still writhing around.
All right, it's Mama Hershel's turn.
All right.
She's gonna, since this, so it can't move right now, like from its position.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna get pretty close to it, and if it screams at me, I'm gonna just go right back at it.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, and just like up into its face, light it aflame.
All right, it's burning. It's screaming. You see the mummified cloth and dead flesh burn away, and you see that just for a moment underneath of it looks like a red blazer, and like a human body or something kind of under it, but then it kind of burns away and into nothing. So it's burning and it finally stops moving. The other one is still twitching, but it's in pieces all over the floor, so it's not doing anything. What are you guys going to do now?
Poppy wants to like just go straight at the bitch.
All right. So is that what you guys are all doing? What's everyone doing?
Yeah, I'm following Poppy.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the flamethrower behind because it's heavy. I don't think I can really justify running along with it.
Oh wait, I still think I don't think
Get back in your chair. You had enough time to pick your chair back up.
Yeah, sure. If I can climb back in the chair, let's do
I
it.
think it's fair enough. Yeah, because I mean, you weren't doing most of the action. So, yep, you're back in your chair and you're wheeling along. 30 seconds later, you burst into the senatorial mock-up, and there she is. She's tall. She has the Egyptian pharaoh's hood with the crocodile mask, mummified remains covered by a flowing like gosling gown. She stands to her feet holding this bronze dagger with serpents entwined on it, and she turns to face you, and she says, "Now you shall die," and stalks towards you. Sticks her hand forward and starts like wiggling her fingers, and they, magical energy start to formulate around in between her fingers.
Bitch, you saw it? And Poppy just just flies right at her and starts like trying to tear her apart.
All right. So
with literally no foresight whatsoever. Literally none.
All right, kick some ass.
All right. That is a 9 plus tough, so that is an 11, and she's going at it with her hands, so 2 harm, intimate, hand, messy, and I get 1 extra effect. So I would like to force them where I want them, which is facing Mama Hershel.
All right, so you're doing 2 harm. And you're getting through her magical defenses with your blows because you are super powerful. And you're forcing them to Mama Hershel, and then she hits you with a wave of nauseating magic as you do this. Well, you said you had her suffer terrible harm, right?
No, I said that I'm forcing them where I want them.
Where the one? Okay, so you're forcing her toward Mama Hershel, and then you take 2 harm as a large chunk of your skin just dehydrates and like crisps and looks like you've been out in the sun way, way too long.
Okay. So
okay, Mama Hershel.
2 harm total.
2, yeah, okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out Cleopatra's mirror and hold it up to her, and I forget, what did we decide her name was?
Yeah, Calpurnia or Cleopatra, your choice.
Calpurnia, yeah.
Calpurnia. She looks. I mean, instantly when you say her name, she looks at you as no, and you see the white gosling of her thing just evaporates and falls into sand all around her. The mask, the golden mask, and the hood just fall into tatters on the ground, and you see her emaciated, mummified face with the lips drawn back against her, rotten teeth, and she sees her own reflection and just screams, and then just starts wailing on. Well, actually, she's facing you now, so she's charging at you.
Can Alisson try to hold her in place with use magic so she doesn't get to Mama Hershel?
You sure can. You want to roll that magic?
Yes, clear. That's
6 plus.
That's a 7. That's an 8. Sorry.
That's an 8. So you're gonna have a glitch. What's your glitch?
I think I will. I think I will take 1 harm.
You're going to take 1 harm. Okay, so she is held, and you take 1 harm as the strain of trying to hold this ancient creature is just whipping you around, and you're like smacking into stuff as she tries to move. The kinetic energy is backlashing into you until you get your footing and manage to hold still. So she is held.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mama Hershel's
she
gonna
looks
smack talk a little
furious.
bit.
What?
I'm gonna smack talk a little bit. Listen, dear. We know who you are. We know you're bad. You gotta get over him. It's been 1,000 years or so. You gotta move on. I mean, Eddie, he just died. I'm already over him. Thanks, Poppy. But I'm over him. So it's time for you to move on. And I'm gonna look at Poppy like, yeah, it's your turn. Finish her off.
Poppy would sort of unfurl her wings and sort of dig in deep to her like divine Ishtar nature. And I think this is sort of one of those times where Poppy sort of loses a little bit of her like poppiness. And I sort of imagine Poppy is kind of like a Japanese ethnicity, a woman of Japanese ethnicity, and she would just like have a very weird blank look on her face, and you wouldn't be able to recognize her, and her eyes go like pure white, and like every like color really drains out of her body, like her entire body becomes this weird like almost marble, and Poppy's just like, yeah, it's time. And she just like punches it right in the face.
All right, you deal your damage. What's your, because she's immobile.
Mm-hmm.
What is your total damage was 3?
Yeah, or it's 2 harm, intimidate, 2 harm, intimate, hand, messy.
Yeah, so you, what does it look like when you rip into her?
I mean, like, it's just like this massive burst of like sparks, and it kind of looks like like the sparks of a forge, like that are coming off. It looks like there's like, her hand goes from like marble to almost bronze. Like it's this weird look, like she's turning into all these different kind of statues that have been depicting Ishtar over the centuries and over the decades. And these sparks immediately happen, and like the boom is like a wave, like a giant crashing wave just like coming down onto the beach and just like dragging, and you just sort of get that feeling of like being sucked under, and like the pressure is just like all seeping out of the room as she does this magical like punch from literally like a punch from God.
Yeah, and you rip right through her chest, and just the whole center portion of her torso explodes into chunks of sand and dust across the room. She looks at you with hatred in her eyes and is like, I curse you. And then she dissolves into a pile of sand and then explodes with little shards and bits of stuff all over the place. And you have dispatched the monster.
And I want Poppy to like brush her shoulders off and just be like, ugh, I'll never get this out of my clothes.
All right, how about, since we only got like a couple minutes left, what's a quick epilogue for each of your 3 characters? How does this end for you guys? And where do we last see our characters?
Well, I think I should wait until Alisson has her epilogue, and then maybe Poppy tacks on after that.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. I think Alisson, now being wanted by the police
On multiple counts.
on multiple counts, yeah. I think she eventually manages to sneak into her apartment, kind of like gathers a quick to-go bag and asks Mama Hershel if she can crash at her place until they lay off. And if she either denies or if they don't lay off after like a couple weeks, I think she's gonna head out of town.
All right. And Mama Hershel?
All right. So yeah, she'll let her crash there for a little while, but eventually, you see her go. Mama Hershel, the last thing you see with her is she's got a meeting with her grandson again, and he's like giving her pamphlets and papers and like all kinds of things, indicating that she's going to go to this home, and his wife is there too, and his wife's eyes kind of glaze over, and he goes real stiff, and Mama Hershel gets real frank with him, and you can't hear, but you know what's being said. Like, she's livid. And then the last thing you see is him walking out with the papers and holding his wife very close. And Mama Hershel stays in her little apartment.
All right. And Poppy?
I think that Poppy sort of like, after this happens, she sort of stares at her hands for a little bit, and she sort of like pops away, and she just leaves Alisson and Mama Hershel there with like dust, and like she like sort of she literally like disappears for a couple weeks, frankly. Like, she's off finding herself, or she's like on a spiritual pilgrimage, or she's like, making more dramatic entrances wherever she can and like scaring the shit out of other people. But I think that like after about 2 to 3 weeks of like hearing nothing from Poppy whatsoever, which is unheard of since Poppy met Alisson, frankly, like this has never happened. Like, it's been maybe like 20 minutes in between, like not knowing where Poppy is and knowing where Poppy is. So the fact that it's been like 3 weeks is kind of like, I guess she was just like gone. Poppy eventually like pops back in with Alisson, and I imagine like it's either like in the back of a cab or like on her bed, and just like very casually just smiles. It's just like, so what's next?
Yeah, I love that.
Very nice, guys. Well, I mean, I think we ended this right about exactly on time. I could have probably drug this out for an entire another session, but we sort of ran out of time, so I let it wrap up nice and neat with a bow on it there at the end.
And both our leads were killed.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened. I might point out that there were both times that Mama Hershel was not exercising her agency. Other members of the party were.
You literally told Poppy to make an entrance, so she was going to.
There were some really bad rolls this game.
Like, the flashiest entrance. We're
pretty lucky that it wasn't more like we weren't in very many lethal situations, because with that many bad rolls, if there were weapons out, we'd all be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, Poppy did use her weapon to make an entrance. Like, she used her weapon.
Just killed the wrong freaking thing. That's awesome.
She used one of her 4 remaining charges on that thing.
We know how much your demons mean to you. It must have been a sacrifice.
Does anybody have any roses or thorns? Maybe start with thorns. Is there anything about the session that anybody didn't like?
I wish we would have had a third. It did feel pretty smushed, and I think also part of that is on us. I frankly enjoyed the role-playing bits so much that I was happy to let them go on a while without rolling and not like pushing for a roll. So
Yeah.
I think a third session would have been perfect for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think I could have done. I really could have turned this into an entire campaign with the big bad being at the end, because I mean I had so many ideas for her. Anyway, either of the other two, Poppy or Erica or Allison.
Well, I think at this point, Linda or Erica, right?
I don't know why. It's like I said, it's her name is visible on my screen, and every time I see it, it like pops to my head. So.
I think the only thorn I have is that it seemed kind of like luck that we found out Calpurnia's name. I felt like if I hadn't made that roll at that time, like we would, I don't know how else we would have figured that out.
Well, in fairness, I was waiting for a way to give that to you guys.
Okay. Yeah.
It's several of the clues, and this is actually a fallout from the fact that it is truncated. I really should have done this in 3 or 4 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a ton that I cut out in order to wrap it up today. So we'll finish these. If you guys want to know, I'll tell you the whole thing I had outlined, if you would like to hear it.
Well, I want to tell you my roses because it was so much fun.
All right. Well, let's finish. Does Allison have any?
I mean, just like Spencer, my only thing was that it felt a little rushed at the end, and like there could have been another session. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we took our time getting to the climax, and then poof.
Yeah.
I like the rest of you guys. My only criticism is that it had to be rushed, it had to be truncated, because we did decide this would be the last session because we already have the next mystery scheduled. And I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out with regards to timing and trying to keep everything on track. Although I think I did. I I got 2 of the 3 major segments I wanted in, and all that. So that was pretty good. But, and also I guess a thorn on myself is I had to kept checking reference on moves that I should already know, because I have used them, like use magic and, kick some ass and stuff. Those are ones that I use all the time, but because we're live and people are watching, I didn't want to make a mistake. So I kept double checking everything. But yeah, so that's my thorn. I wish I'd have been a little better prepared general rules wise. All right, roses. Who wants to go first?
I love Poppy. She's so fun. So I really like role playing with her.
Yeah, I gotta say this. After the first session playing with Poppy, I was trying to think, like, have I ever played a character like that? And could I even? I don't know if I have the ability to like just be that out of the world, just like not recognizing normals. Yeah.
I
so you did a great job playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I mean, I did something similar with Bastion and Lord Skurlock, but it was completely at the other end of the spectrum. I mean, Poppy was just so flighty and just like never knew what she was going to do from one second to the next. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said, I feel like I said the same rose last session, but I absolutely love the role-playing aspect of it. Poppy was so fun, and like just the interactions with everyone was great.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. It's been a pleasure to play with the 3 of you guys. I mean, I would have been happy to let the role play just roll indefinitely, but I knew that I had to wrap this thing up tonight. When we got to be about 10:15 or so, I'm like, man, we're not even going to get to my 3rd scene. I'm going to have to wrap this up at the museum and just start, escalating, but the role play with you guys is fantastic.
Yeah. I think my rose is kind of similar to what I said last time as well, but I love that you had your history, all the history ducks in a row, with the Roman Senate and Brutus, and like it just added so much immersion for me. I loved it.
So did you figure out what Calpurnia was up to?
So if I had to guess, my guess would be that if she got the knife that killed her husband originally, maybe she would be able to use that to resurrect him.
Damn. That is yep.
Oh, is that where you're going?
Cool. Well, that was a big part of it from the very get-go. First off, the art thief, Titania, that you guys found the first scene, had robbed a villa in Italy that belonged to Calpurnia and stole a bunch of artifacts. Not all of these were from her, but the eagle and several of the senatorial knives. But yeah, Calpurnia was trying to collect these stolen items back, plus several new ones that she was looking for. She was unaware of the mirror of Cleopatra, but yeah, she was trying to gather the materials. And then was a Bonneray event. What the professor was planning to invite Mama Hershel to be his guest to the ball that Calpurnia was actually holding on this festival, and that's where a lot of people were going to get sacrificed, and she was going to end up bringing Caesar back to life. That was her overall plan. You were correct. She was cursed by Cleopatra because she basically snubbed Cleopatra, who was queen of Egypt, when Cleopatra came to visit. Cleopatra cursed her, but then she turned that curse to her advantage. And, I've got a whole bunch of history here. I'll post all this in the next day or two in our group. But, she's a greater mummy, Roman, ancient, powerful mage. Typical numbers, she's unique. Threat type, she's a queen monster. Motivation to possess and control. As I wrote up here, said Calpurnia was the third wife of Julius Caesar and cursed by Queen Cleopatra shortly before Caesar's assassination. Upon her death, Calpurnia was resurrected as a mummy and was eventually captured and imprisoned by Tiberius's Praetorian Guard. She was freed from her eternal slumber in the 1300s. Calpurnia is now a greater mummy cursed with unlife, in an eternal state of decay. The curse grants her a limited multiple forms. She is able to maintain her beauty via sacrifice ritual to the dark goddess Amet. Involve the sacrifice of a maiden pure of heart, of whom she is dear, blah, 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 blah. Calpurnia currently runs a girl school in town, which we never even got to. I mean, the whole plot was, find the art thief, find the art fence, find out about the connection to the museum, find about the artifacts. That would eventually, I had planned for you to have the encounter with Calpurnia at the art dealership. That was planned. I planned for the swarm as being the primary opponent there. I planned for you to encounter her at the museum in the Caesar exhibit, and then to fight her mummy guard, but then for the final conflict to happen at her girl school. But we had to truncate it a lot. So.
Yeah. Turned out great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Again, I would have liked to have made it a little longer, but I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you. It was great.
It was a good learning experience for me too, playing with different people I'm not used to, and playing with different playbooks. None of these playbooks are in my face-to-face games, so it's fun. That smite move is
pretty good.
Now, she actually had a bunch of health left. I could have drug that fight out more because even though she was penned, she could still have used magic to some extent to fight with you guys. But we were kind of out of time. I thought I loved the build up to the big smite move, so I felt it was good to just keeper's prerogative. Yeah, it was done.
Yeah, we found the weakness.
Yeah, well, you guys actually in finding the name and stuff. I mean, yes, I was looking for ways to give it to you, but you guys made the right choices of what questions to ask and when. I mean, you guys did some pretty good intuitive leaps, so pretty cool.
Well, and how about that suggestion from Poppy? Why don't we just call out her name and see if she responds? I guess you could. Yeah, you could try that.
So good.
Poppy is very obvious.
Poppy lives in the moment.
In the now.
In the now.
Very present.
Or the soon to be. Yeah. There you go. And actually, Alisson taking the hunches thing helped out a lot too, because then I could like steer you guys toward where you needed to be to, make this work. So that worked out pretty well. Well, if anyone's got anything else to say before we hop off, well, thanks again, everybody. This has been the Keepers Fellowship Round Robin Mystery number 1. Mama's Angels. The next session will be taken over by Lynn Finn.
It's me.
We'll see. It's going to do it next week. Is that the plan?
Oh, yeah.
All right. See you guys then. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye.